You now rocking with the hottest boxing podcast in the land. True Media Boxing Radio with your host, Coach Malachi Williams.
True.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up, man? It's our Coach Malachi Williams in the building. My bad. We back. True Media Boxing Radio. Hold on. Yeah, True Media Boxing Radio, man. Salute everybody, man, in the building, man. We back up in there. I had to turn the other light on. It is what it is, man. We'll have another good show. I supposed to have my main man, Jules, come on the show today, man. Ring IQ Boxing. He's supposed to be on the show today. But he won't be here till after the second hour mark. So after the 1 hour mark, he'll be on the probably like 4 something East Coast time. So I sent him the link. I sent him the link, so we'll see if he's able to come on. We're going to wrap up shortly after when he come on, but I just want to have him on for like maybe 30 minutes or whatever. As a matter of fact, we're going to rock out for 2.5 hours a day anyway, so it is what it is. You know what, man? Shout out to Teach in the building. Teach, what's going on, fam? Hold on, let me see what this is. Shout out to Teach in the building. Shout out to Flex BK. Salute, fam. Shout out to Flex BK. What's going on, brother? Flex BK in the building. Salute to you. Hold on. I'm trying to see what this is. Who is this right here? Hold on, I'm trying to peep somebody out, trying to see what this is. I don't know if this is a troll or not. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Salute, fam. Shout out to Al Money. Always give money, man. Shout out to Al Money, man. Salute to you, fam. Al Money. As a matter of fact, hold on. Al Money, I got you right. I have you right here. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Shout out to Al Money. Hold on, fam. Shout out to Al Money, man, for being a member for 17 months. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, shout out to Jamario for being a member for 13 months. Salute, fam. Hey, okay. He said salute to media, fam. Salute, and coach. Yes, sir. Shout out to Jamario, man. Salute to you, my brother. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really, I dropped a video this past weekend, right? And I dropped a couple of videos this past weekend. You guys do know Oshaki Foster, he fought Saturday. Oshaki fought Saturday after the Fury fight. After the Fury and Gano fight, right? And listen, man, that was a hell of a fight, man. Really, really good fight. And I'm saying all that to prove a point. I'm saying all this to prove a point, right? So I tell you guys that a lot of the stuff that you hear online, like, where's my book at, man? Listen, there's a book I would advise anyone to buy. I'm actually reading it now. I'm reading it now. I read it some years back, but this is the revised edition of the book, and it's great. It's phenomenal. Book called Black Messiahs and Uncle Toms. It's a great book. Bro. Like it'll break down a lot of the stuff that you see that's going on like right now. It breaks down a lot of stuff that you see going on as it relate to what's going on online and the type of people that we're dealing with, you know what I mean, online and stuff like that. But I get into that some other time. Now, that was a good fight. Shock had a good fight, man. But guess what? Ain't none of the laptop revolutionaries talking about O'Shaquie Foster. I don't know if you guys noticed that. None of the laptop revolutionaries are talking about him. The ones who's supposed to be pro their group, people who look like them, guess what? I guess when it come to O'Shaquie, and they ain't got nothing to say. True. I guess O'Shaquie done moved the needle for them boys. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? Well, you can always make different variations of I Hate Terrence Crawford videos. You're supposed to be down with the brother man, American brother man. Check this out. Where them Texas dudes at? Before we get into it, where them Texas dudes at? I know Texas. We hear you talking loud when it come to Arrow. Yeah, we got Arrow. You know, y'all don't talk too loud when it comes to the Charlos, but you talk a little bit when it comes to Charlos. Okay, O'Shaquie is from Houston. Last time I checked, O'Shaquie Foster is from Houston. Where the Texas boys at? Where the Texas laptop revolutionaries at? Where they at? You got a black man who fought in Mexico. You got a black man who fought in Mexico from Houston, Texas, and he finished the fight in a knockout. And guess what? I don't see none of the laptop revolutionaries talking about it. Y'all are cool for not talking about it, huh? Y'all are cool for not talking about it, huh? And that's the words they say. Oh, okay. Or you very selective when it come to backing certain black fighters. You know what I mean? Oh, I guess because O'Shaquie went to PBC. That what that is? All right, let's get into the show, man. Anyways, I just had to throw my shots out there. I told you these guys don't care nothing about no boxing. They want to push racial narratives, and I got it. But you got a black man who fought in Mexico. Where y'all at? Ain't got nothing to say. Alphabet boys ain't got nothing to say, huh? Laptop revolutionaries, is just what I thought. Now, the greatest heavyweight of all time? Question mark. Lord have mercy. I should have put 5 question marks behind that. Has Ngannou altered boxing fans' perception of Tyson Fury? Now, before I get into the show, I got to say this. There's a lot of Tyson Fury fans that used to be subscribed to my channel. All of them have unsubscribed. I ran all of them off the block back in 2021. A lot of the Tyson Fury fans, 99% of them are from the UK. I think Tyson Fury is from the country part of the UK. That's why he sounds so country when he talks. He speaks very, very like me. I'm from the South, so I have a Southern accent, country accent. Tyson Fury sounds country as hell, but the UK version. That's why he sounds like a pirate when he talks, right? And you get what I'm saying. So it is what it. So I ran a lot of them off the block already. So the white Tyson Fury fan said I was racist against whites, and that's what I say. Then you got the black Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder fans say that I'm a coon and I'm a sellout against my own kind. And then you have some of the races. I had one that come over here. His name boxing Mexican side or something. I just blocked him again. You know, he come over here. He a racist ass Mexican. He come over here talking that race shit, and he said I'm racist against Mexicans. So I got 3 groups of people that I have effectively pissed off online. Certain Mexican Canelo fans, some white Tyson Fury fans, and some black Wilder and Spence fans. I give 2 fucks. True. Anyways, let's get into the show. Tyson Fury has been considered. I laugh. You know what? I got to laugh every time I hear this. Shout out to Smith & West. Tyson Fury has been considered the greatest heavyweight of all time in the past by his promoters, himself. I have all the receipts for this. His dad, understandably so, and his fans. True. Oh, this is going to be a good one today. You can believe that. This is going to be a good one. If you are a radical, sexualized Tyson Fury fan, I'm going to tell you right now, unsubscribe and leave. I don't give a fuck about no, I ran a bunch of them off already. Please unsubscribe and leave. Don't need your subscribership. I don't even want your goddamn like. Just leave. Go back to your mammy house. True. That's my first and last warning. Anyways. Tyson Fury has been considered the greatest heavyweight of all time in the past by himself, his dad, his fans, and his promoters. All from his performance against Deontay Wilder. You can't make this up. Different media outlets were all screaming his praises not so long ago. I remember. True. After the Francis Ngannou fight, some of the same people who praised Tyson Fury yesterday are singing a different tune today. And I'm saying the ones who were talking that hyperbole. I ain't saying not to get a man no credit. Get a man credit for what he's done. But the hyperbole, oh yes, I'm telling you right now, mateys. I beat Muhammad Ali, George Foreman in his prime, Sonny Liston. I beat all of them, Jack Johnson, Rocky Marciano, Larry Holmes, Lennox Lewis. That's not a man that comes from a pappy's loins that can beat the Gypsy King. Ahoy there, bend the anchors. True. Yeah. Y'all remember that? Remember that? Sound like a goddamn pirate his country has. Anyways, Tyson Fury struggled and got dropped by a novice. A fighter who doesn't even have an amateur pedigree when it comes to the sport of boxing. He ain't fought no Olympics, won no Golden Glove, none of that. And to add insult to injury, Tyson Fury only won by 1 point via split decision. Some people are screaming, it's a robbery. Some people are relieved that he got the victory. Mostly Tyson Fury fans and his promoters. However, this fight reminds me of when Tyson Fury was dragged out of retirement by one Deontay Wilder back in 2018. True. I'm finna tell you where I'm going at with this. Very similar. Wilder and Shelly Finkel thought Tyson Fury would be an easy win, being that he was on coke. He was on coke, weighed 700 pounds, and he was retired, disgraced, and a convicted drug cheat. So Wilder knew this guy was a convicted drug cheat. He knew all of that stuff there, and he chose to bring this guy to retirement and fight him. Since they didn't make the fight with Anthony Joshua for Undisputed, Fury was a way to freeze out Joshua. I remember this like it was yesterday. The narrative being, I'll beat the guy who beat Vladimir Klitschko. The only problem is, it didn't work out that way. And the first fight, and the first Wilder Fury fight, Tyson Fury became even more popular than Deontay Wilder. I'm going to tell you where I'm going at with this. He became more famous. He had a documentary come out about his so-called mental health issues in his life after popping dirty for PEDs in the Vlad fight. And I think he got suspended as well, right? Over there in this country. Wilder knocked Tyson Fury out in the 12th round of that first fight, only to have Fury rise from the canvas like The Undertaker. That scene was played all over the world like Jason and Michael Myers rising from the dead. True. Now, this infuriated Deontay Wilder to the point to where he wanted an immediate rematch. And we know they fought, a year or so later, a couple of years later, right? 2 or 3 years later, somewhere up in there, rematch. Very similar to when Apollo Creed fought Rocky in the first fight. Rocky became more popular after he fought Apollo Creed in the first fight, even though that he lost. Francis Ngannou finds himself in a similar situation. Ngannou, who was pretty much as a boxing novice, if you look at his box rec, he's 0-0, he's 0-1 when it comes to having a professional boxing record. And he's been placed in the top 10 by the WBC. True. Mauricio Sulaiman said, we're going to put him in the top 10 because, frankly, we believe that Francis Ngannou is better than a lot of the guys that's there. Hey, so Mauricio Sulaiman, hey, listen, this how trash the heavyweight division is. Mauricio Sulaiman said that we're going to take a novice, a guy who is a superstar in the MMA, but he has a 0-1 record in boxing because he lost to Tyson Fury. It's a lot of people feel like he got robbed. True. A lot of people feel like the black man got robbed, the brother man can't get your break. So anyways, Mauricio Sulaiman said, yeah, we're going to put him in the top 10. Francis Ngannou is in the top 10. He's in the top 10. WBC. Heavyweight, I think, right? Now, and he said the reason why we put him there because he's better than all of those guys. He's better than most of those guys that's in the top 10. So what does that tell you? True. Hey, what does that tell you? He said he do trash. Man, look here, man. Hey, wait, Mauricio, what we gonna do? Well, you know, it's in the best interest of the WBC that we place Francis and Ngannou in the top 10. I mean, Mauricio, why you gonna put him in the top 10? The man has an 0-1 record. Yes, but his performance was so valiant against the greatest heavyweight, in the history of boxing. Hold on, Mauricio, hold on. Who is the greatest heavyweight in the history of boxing? Oh, come on, coach. We don't want to get into that right now. Just roll with it. Right now we know that Tyson. Hold it, hold it. No. Hold on, what they got him at? They ain't put him in there yet. Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. They haven't put him in there yet. WBC haven't put him in there yet. They said they're gonna put him in the top 10 though. They haven't updated their website. Are we waiting on them to update their website? The last time this site was updated I'm looking at the WBC rankings. The last time it was updated was September the 22nd, 2023. When they update these rankings, you're gonna see Ngannou in the top 10. True. Just want to throw that out there, right? Now, Francis Ngannou finds himself in a similar situation. Ngannou, who is a boxing novice, was dirt poor. He comes from very, very pariah backgrounds, right? He like pariah backgrounds, right? You get what I'm saying? Like it's just perilous, It's just the man. I didn't know much about his backstory. I found the article and I was reading about how he grew up, and I'm like, damn, you got dudes over here in the greatest country in the world, America, the land of the free. Some would say the home of the brave. You know what I mean? And if you're the pro-black brother, you may say the home of the slave and this and that, whatever the case may be. But this man literally came from nothing. This man said he was eating food out of the garbage can, bro. Wow, I'm like, God damn, I didn't know his story. It makes me wanna read up more about him. I really, what? Do they have a documentary about this guy's life? They need a movie about his life. They need a movie about his life. They really do. They need a movie about his life. I would definitely love to see that. Now, this guy was dirt poor, living on the streets of Cameroon. I think he's from Cameroon. He's from Cameroon, right? But living on the streets of Cameroon, working in the sand mines at the age of 10. This man said, I didn't have a childhood because he had to work at 10 years old. You got dudes over here, man. Well, I know dudes still living with their mama, refuse to leave the house. Like literally, I know dudes, man, I ain't going nowhere, man. They just want to sit around and don't do nothing. And then complain, man, these other people be coming in our country. They be excelling. They be doing this and doing that. They don't look out for none of us. They be looking out for the foreigners. I'm like, dude, you are literally right here in this country before this guy got here. And you don't want to do a goddamn thing. You crying about somebody holding you down. You know what I mean? This dude was eating out the garbage can yesterday. Don't came over here, and guess what? Within 10 years, he don't came up and looking straight, and you still sitting there complaining how about racism, white supremacy, the white man holding you down. True. Well, you do know this dude is black. This is a black dude right here. How come the white man ain't holding this black man down, but they holding you down? Hold on, now that different. That different. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, anyways, let's continue. Then he left home searching for a better way of life, living homeless in places like Morocco, Spain, and Paris. He worked himself up through the ranks of the UFC and he dominated. We know that, right? Only to find himself in the boxing ring years later at 37 years old with the so-called greatest heavyweight of all time. True. Boy, I swear, boy, some of these motherfuckers, but listen, if you are a Tyson Fury fan, you might want to leave today. Unsubscribe and leave. I give two fucks about some of these. But listen, I went to war with these Tyson Fury fans on 2021. Most of them came from the UK. I ran them off. They don't come over here anymore. Thank God. It might be one or two who's popped their head in here today, but thank God. Best thing ever happened, right? I purged them and the Wakanda niggas at the same time. Anyways, according to Tyson Fury and his fans, you know what I mean? He's the so-called greatest heavyweight of all time. He exceeds everyone's expectations, and he drops Fury in the third round. Now, this is what Ngannou did. Again, I didn't think this fight was going to be much of nothing. Myself, somebody sent me the link. I looked at it. The fight really wasn't a exciting fight. But what made it exciting is because I saw a lot of good work that Ngannou did in the fight. And I did see a lot of the dirty tactics that Tyson Fury liked to try, but he didn't work because you can't lean on that guy. That guy's just as big as you are. And then you hit him, Tyson Fury hit him with an elbow, you know what I mean? Like literally intentional elbow. I got the video. He just intentionally, and Ngannou ate it. Like, okay, that's all you got, you know what I mean? And kept pressing. So it is what it is. Now, the fight wasn't really all of that, in my opinion, to be fair, right? But what made it great is the fact that in Ngannou, who an MMA fighter, you know, what he was able to do and how he was able to fight and handle. Oh, hoy there, Mr. Shiver Me Timbers. Let's go to the pub and drink some shandies. Yeah, right? You know what I mean? Go to the pub, drink some shandies, right? Now, but Tyson Fury struggled mightily with this guy. He had a black eye after the fight. Some fans feel that Ngannou should have been awarded the victory. There's no way that this fight, in my opinion, should have been close. I told you guys, man, I ain't watching this shit here, man. Man, Tyson Fury, you know, he gonna do what he gonna do. Guess what? I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong about this here. I'm thinking that, okay, this guy, MMA guy, he never had no professional fight before, you know, boxing match before Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight, quote unquote, in the history of boxing, right? According to a lot of media outlets and according to his fans and his dad and his promoters and stuff, right? Like, according to those guys, so I say, surely the greatest heavyweight in the history of boxing, he'll go in there and beat up an old amateur, a novice, a guy who ain't never had no professional fight before. You know, he's a far more superior fighter. So I thought. True. There is no way that this fight should have been even close. Fury said that he trained for like 8 to 12 weeks or something of that sort for this fight. This is proof that he took the fight serious because he trained long enough for this fight, to prepare for this fight. So I don't want to hear with Tyson Fury, coach, you don't know what you're talking about. Tyson Fury, he was just playing with the lad. He was just playing. He was just taking it easy on him. That's all. He didn't take him seriously. No, that ain't what Tyson Fury said. See, y'all like to pick and choose what you want to hear and what you want to apply. No, that ain't what he said. I'm going to go by what he said. He took it serious. He trained for 9 weeks, something of that sort, right? That's what he said, right? Now, we do know he's a habitual liar. We do know that. But he said he trained for 8 weeks. Okay, he trained for 8 weeks. True. Fury even hit Ngannou, the MMA fighter, right? With an intentional elbow to the neck, really to the jaw. However, Ngannou's stock has risen, very similar to how Fury's stock rose after the first Wilder fight. Ngannou's stock has risen. You get what I'm saying? And Fury's stock has taken a hit, fallen, so to speak. Similar to when his stock had rose, as I said before, against Wilder in the first fight. The fact of the matter is this: Francis Ngannou was never going to win this boxing match against Tyson Fury, guys. That's for those who said, he should have won. They robbed the man. Well, listen, he was never going to win that fight anyways. I hope you guys knew that, right? I told you guys, man, Tyson Fury going to win that fight, man. He ain't going to lose this fight. I hope you guys knew that, right? Now, whether you feel that the judges should have robbed Ngannou or not, that's irrelevant. I'm not even getting into that. But you had to know that there was no way Ngannou was going to win this fight outside of a knockout. Why? I'm going to tell you why. You see what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is this, guys. Because Tyson Fury has a signed contract to fight Alexander Usyk in December in Saudi Arabia for Undisputed. According to what we've been hearing, according to what Tyson Fury said and all this stuff, for what we've been hearing, they have a signed contract. According to the reports that were released by the Michael Bensons, the Raphaels, the Carpenters, this is what was said, right? And the promotional companies. So there's no way in the hell that the Saudis, the judges, nor the promoters were going to let Fury lose to a novice and mess up the bag. Those are the facts. So the question I have for you guys is this. Is Tyson Fury still considered, not by me, I never seen no dumbass shit like that. Is he still considered the greatest heavyweight of all time by his supporters after his 1-point victory, split decision against Ngannou? A guy who has made his boxing debut for the very first time and never boxed professionally before in the ring in his life. You can't make this shit up. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Shout out to Shad 1419. Hey, okay. Put up in that quarter of a bam dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
He say, how come every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to bring up Tyson Fury? Now Tyson might be good. Now Tyson might be good when it comes to Joe Louis, but Tyson ain't ish. Hey, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. Like, listen, the ahoy there, the shiver be timbers. We don't drop the anchors, baddies. Let's go to the pub and drink some shandies. Like, come on, man. Dude, you went life and death with an MMA fighter? Like, for real? Wow. Anyways. Now, some people made some valid points. They was like, you know what, coach? He wasn't able to bully Ngannou the way he was able to bully Wilder. I said, you know what? Yeah, you're right about that. That makes a valid point. He was able to play bully ball with Wilder in the second and the third fight, right? He was able to do that with Wilder. So, but the thing is, the reason why I can't see this is the issue I have, right? This is the issue I have. Shout out to Jonathan. Remember that dropping that $2 super chat. He said Fury the best ever, period. Say, woo! He said Fury the best ever, period. Hey man, you might want to go ahead and unsubscribe. True. Hey yeah. He the best ever. He the best ever when it come to snorting coke.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He the best ever when it come to being a drug cheat and being Pop Ninjalone, and he's the best ever when it come to beating Deontay Wilder, cause he did that. True. I'm like, show enough. Nigga, please. Shit. You can miss me with that bullshit there. You ain't gonna never get me to admit no bullshit like that shit. I don't know, you know. It is what it is, boy. It is what it is. You probably want to go drink some shandies with them. Anyway, shout out to Jaden Anthony. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. He said people forget that Klitschko was, he said people forget that Klitschko was, he said the Klitschko win was the most boring fight of all time. Could have gone either way. He's on incredible win. Hey, man, I'm just saying, man. Hey, shout out to Jonathan Ramirez, dropping that $2 super chat. He said, just trying to get the people mad, coach. Oh, you know what? Man, I thought you were serious. Man, don't come over here with that talking about how about. Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, you got to put the laughing emojis behind that, dog. You ain't putting no laughing emojis.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Anyways, I got my main man, finalmente, el estaque. Listen, man, my main man right here, man. Check this out, man. Ring IQ. The man don't need no introduction. You know, I watch this guy every day. You know, this guy's fellow Capricorn. He's funny in the motherfucker. Ring IQ. Shout out to my main man, Jules. Let's give him a round of applause. Listen, boy. Listen, it's gonna be hot today. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking. I'm gonna let my dog talk. Cause we know I run my mouth a lot, but I'm gonna let my dog talk, man. Anyways, listen, Jules, how you doing, fam?
Oh, well, you know, I'm happy for Francis Ngannou. I think he acquitted himself well. I think that for a lot of people, this has been a year of exposing narratives because, you know how I feel about Fury and what I've been saying about Fury that, it's cool that you lost all the weight. It's right. Cool that you did that and you came back and you fought Wilder. But it seems to me that, especially the American media, they turned beating Wilder into being better than Joe Louis, into being better than Muhammad Ali, and being better than Mike Tyson. And it's like that's a very broad leap. From beating Wilder to all of that is a very broad leap. And I'm just going to say that. Look, it's not that I think that Fury's a bad boxer. I'm not going to say that. You're not a bad boxer.
No, he's a good boxer. He's a good boxer.
But you're not an all-time great neither. Not for the Klitschko fight and not for the Wilder fights. That's all I'm saying. So I will say that for Francis Ngannou to have done as well as he did. My son is in the background. What you want?
What are you doing?
I'm on a live. Go play. All right, now for Fury to have for Francis Ngannou to have done as well as he did, I think it's an indictment on Tyson Fury. There's no other way to look at it, because if you are who they say you are and you are who you say you are, this man shouldn't be able to go 10 rounds with you. He shouldn't be able to go 5 rounds with you. So it's exposing that basically Fury is not who they say he is. He could be a good boxer. He could be a 2-time heavyweight champion, but he's not who they say he is.
Yeah, for me, it's the hyperbole, man. For me, man, like I got rid of a lot of these Tyson Fury crazies from this channel, Jules, a couple of years ago. For me, it's a hyperbole. Like, again, Tyson Fury is a great fighter. I can't take anything away from him. I never take anything away from him inside of the ring. He's a good boxer. I love the 2 fights. Probably the best fights that I've ever seen him have was this first and the second, the second and third fight with Wilder, right? Just in recent years. So he did great in that fight. But it went from that to this guy, and I understand Bob Arum maybe saying it, Frank Warren, especially Frank Warren. This guy can walk on water. He stick his hand in the sky and turn summer into winter and turn winter into summer and all this stuff there, man, and the Ahoy there and the shiver me timbers, and there's not a man that comes from his pappy's loins that's better than the Gypsy King, and I'm better than Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis and Frazier, and I'll beat George Foreman. Like, this is some of the stuff I was hearing that Frank Warren was saying, and I'm like, bro, like I expect the Shandy Field Tyson Fury fans to feel that way. I get it. You get what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, come on, man. What pissed me off when you go to disrespecting the greats, I'm like, dude, this dude ain't fought nobody but 2 people.
And that's where I got kind of annoyed with him. That when you think about Ali's resume, Liston, Patterson, Foreman, Frazier, Norton, Burbick, Holmes, it's like you're not going to see a resume like that again. So how do we turn an ugly ass fight with Klitschko that nobody goes back to watch? It was a horrible fight.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And 3 fights with the same guys. Like in other words, it's disrespectful to Ali. It's disrespectful to Larry Holmes. It's disrespectful to Sonny Liston. For y'all to give it to this man so easily just because he fought Wilder, who wasn't the man of his era anyway. He wasn't lineal. He wasn't Ring Magazine. He wasn't none of those things. So how do you allow the boxing media to turn beating Wilder into being greater than Ali or all these other people that came before him? And it's like now the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And I was already leaning towards Usyk to beat him before this past Saturday. I was already leaning in that direction because I'm like, outside of them Wilder fights, you never look like that. Think about it. Outside of them 2 Wilder fights, you didn't even fight Dillian the same way that you fought Wilder. Now, I ain't knocking him for beating Dillian. I'm saying with Wilder, you was stepping into your jab. You was being a bully. You was bullying him around. Whereas with White, you went back to your boxing. With Chisora, you went back to your boxing. And I just looked at him. I'm like, yo, all of this is centered around how he looked with one fighter. And because he bullied Wilder, he's better than Ali? Come on now, that's a very bold proclamation to make based on fighting a limited one-handed puncher who was not the man to beat anyway.
I mean, for me, that was the entire thing. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, right now, I just think it's disrespect to the greats. You guys are saying this and that. He's better than this guy. He's better than that guy. Based on, like you said, you beat Deontay Wilder. You fought Wilder 3 times. And let's be fair, Deontay Wilder is a very limited fighter. When people talk about Wilder, they never talk about his boxing skills. They don't talk about his footwork, Jules. They don't talk about his defense, how he parries shots, how he roll with shots, how he can, his feints. None of that. They just say, hey, boy, he landed that right hand, boy. And then he got that right hand. That's it.
It's like that uncle that tells the same joke at every cookout. Yeah, it was good the first time, but do you have any new material besides the right hand? Because the right hand not going to save you. Time has proven that power by itself, George Foreman had power.
Yeah.
Bernie Shavers had power.
Yeah.
And Ali found a way around it. That's why Ali is great. Whereas Wilder, look, God bless him, his family and all of that. You know, I'm not a Wilder fan either. But it's what I see that they did, which was a great con job, is y'all sought refuge in each other and turned fighting each other into the biggest heavyweight fight until Wilder himself said, they offered me more money to fight AJ than to fight you. Then why the fuck didn't you do that, you fucking idiot? Now you waiting for him to give you a call, and he got other shit to do. It's like, you can't make this up that, Wilder, you would have been better off not saying nothing than saying that, because you confirmed what people like Coach has been saying, what I've been saying, that Joshua versus Wilder was 10 times the fight that Fury was, but you picked the cherry in Fury. Everybody forgot you picked the cherry in Fury. You knew he was coming off of obesity. You knew he was coming off of cocaine addiction. And that's when you decided to fight him as an alternative to AJ. That's what you did. And all that happened is it blew up in your face that if the heavyweight division is in disarray now, it's actually your fault, because you never had to give that man a title shot. He didn't earn one. Sefer Safari, Francesco Pianetta, none of that made him mandatory to you. Those was just layup fights. So now if you find yourself in a predicament that you're in, where you want a big cash fight and you want to do something big and your options are scarce, all of that is your fault. You brought this clown show back to the heavyweight division.
Man, you know what? It's amazing you said that, bro, because that's exactly where I was going. I was like, listen, man. Jules, I got to go here. But listen, I'm going to say this. This is for all the laptop revolutionaries who do skin color politics. You had two black fighters in Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. If the racial Olympics is your game and you want to see the brother man get ahead and get all his money, you had two brothers who one was an undefeated WBC champion, and the other one was the unified champion. I think he had the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO, and he had the IBO, for whatever that's worth, champion. Both of them was undefeated. Deontay Wilder, and it should have been Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fighting each other.
Yep.
But what happened was, and this is what I observed, in my opinion, Wilder had to play an angle that he did not have to play. He was pandering to a certain fan base on YouTube. Let's be real. I call these guys the Alphabet Boys. So he was pandering to the Alphabet Boys. They was coming with this laptop revolutionary, shea butter boxing, YouTube, Huey P. Newton-ish, Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed. They had to come with all of that. So, and the problem is this here, the reason why you're such a minority in the group, because you divide yourselves. You attack anyone who looks like you, who don't agree with your monolithic thought, and then you attack other people who don't look like you. So it's like, it's such a small group of you, but Wilder chose to pander to them. He chose to be their leader, so to speak. And he went to talking all this, to this day. And all that stuff there, Radio Raheem.
Go fight. Y'all fight.
Where you go? Radio Raheem.
You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
I mean, just all this stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, playing the Radio Raheem all this to this day. And, your people too, bro. Your people too. And so everybody.
That's what makes it a cherry pick gone wrong, that Wilder, the angle that he chose would have been a good angle, right? Because it would have been a good angle if he won. But it was all predicated on Tyson Fury being a light punch in heavyweight. People tend to forget, because a lot of people didn't really become familiar with Tyson Fury until the Wilder fights. They knew of him, they heard of him, and they might have seen him a couple of times, but they didn't really know him. And his reputation was, this is a very big guy, yes, but he has a very nervous style of fighting. He's very herky-jerky. He moves around. As big as he is, he's really not big on power. And it seems that Wilder's plan and Shelly Finkel's plan was to try to make Wilder a self-sustaining organism that doesn't need a Joshua fight, because they didn't want to be the B-side to Joshua. The only way to do the fight would have been to be the B-side to Joshua, because he sells more than you do, generates more than you do, and if nothing else, he has more belts than you do. You didn't want to do that. You didn't want to make that sacrifice to be the B-side. Okay, so you bring over Fury and you're telling yourself, well, Fury's just a light punching cokehead. He's battling obesity. He's battling cocaine addiction. We should beat him easy. And when we do, we'll win over some of those Brits. We'll do what AJ didn't do. We'll beat Fury, we'll become lineal. And it seems like a solid enough plan on paper. But what you didn't factor into the equation is you're not a good boxer. You're not a good boxer. Yeah, you got a strong right hand and nothing else. That's all you got is that right hand. And if that don't avail you, you don't got nothing else to fall back on. So what made it a cherry pick gone wrong, it seems like a solid enough plan on paper. But what you didn't factor into the equation is you're not a good boxer, bro. You ain't got no coordination. You ain't got no feet. You ain't got no jab. You don't slip punches. You don't roll punches. You don't rod punches. There's a lot of things that are missing from your toolbox. You looked at Fury as a dude who's in a weakened state. And if you need any confirmation of it, look at the second press conference. Look at what Wilder said out of his own mouth.
Yeah. You got pillow for fists. As a matter of fact, hold on, Jules. I got something for you. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you want to hear what he said in the second press conference? Hey Wilder, where you at? I remember this here. Don't you ever forget, you know what I mean? Who brought you back to big time boxing? Remember that? Remember that?
Don't ever forget. When I found you, you was strung out on coke. When I found you, you was like a big house, contemplating about killing yourself. So don't you ever forget who brought you to big time boxing. I drugged you back. I brought you back. I provided food and put food on your table for your family to eat. And I'm doing it for the second time. So don't you ever forget that.
I remember that.
And this is what I mean. That I'm like, the mess you find yourself in is a mess that you created because Tyson Fury was not the mandatory to your title. You never had to give him a title shot. You gave him that shot voluntarily. And the only reason you did it was because you knew he was strung out on coke. You knew he was battling obesity and I guess depression, even though I don't believe his mental health bullshit.
I don't believe that shit either.
Let's just say it for argument's sake. You knew that he was in a weakened state, but you also knew he had a claim towards being lineal champion. And you also knew that him and Joshua got a rivalry going on. So you tried to capitalize off of that, and it blew up in your face. And hey, credit to Fury for playing the game. You played the game. You played Wilder. You played Al Heyman. Congratulations. But that does not make you an all-time great heavyweight. That does not make you the best of this era or any era before it. It really doesn't, because it's not like Wilder beat AJ. It's not like Wilder beat Ruiz. It's not like Wilder beat Usyk. So how does beating Wilder make you better than them? They ain't fought each other. It's divided still. So now that it's down to you and Usyk, and I'm going to say it now, they may not fight. I don't care what they're saying about the contract is signed. I'm starting to get a feeling that what he really want to do is run it back with Ngannou for another payday, except this time it'll be for the WBC title. I just have that feeling because now they're giving Ngannou a rank. I seen Frank Warren say that at some point down the line he would like to fight him again. And you know me, coach. I don't trust him. I never trusted him. I don't trust Frank Warren. I don't trust none of this shit. I would sooner expect him to fight Ngannou again than fight Usyk. I just don't trust him to do this because if you look at how he's been moving, people struggle believing that, yo, dog, this dude had a choice. In 2018, when he came back, he had a choice. He was talking to Shelly at PBC. He was talking to Eddie at Matchroom. Everybody knows the AJ fight pays better money and is for more belts. So why did you choose Wilder? Because he's more beatable. People they don't like the sound of that. I know people don't like the sound of that. They think about the Ruiz fight and the Usyk fight. All I'm telling you is, yo, dog, if this fight is for more money and this fight is for more belts, why are you fighting this guy?
But this is the thing, though, Jules. Like, again, I commend him. Basically, what we're saying is Wilder's the one that brought Fury back. Fury was dead and gone for the most part, and Wilder brought him back to life, and the plan backfired. Now, so you're saying that there's doubts that he's the best heavyweight of this era, and I get what you're saying, because in order to determine who the best is, all of the top guys have to fight each other. When you look at the Ali's, Ali is not considered the best because of what he said out of his mouth. He's considered the best because of what he did physically, what he did in the ring. He fought all of the monsters. He fought. You name him, he fought him. And even when he was the champ, you know what I mean? He defended his title against the top guys consecutively. You know what I mean? That 70s run, which that version of Ali probably wasn't better than his younger version, of course. But that run was brutal, bro. When I pulled up his resume and looked at the fights he had, just in the 70s, Jules, at his age, I'm like, bro, that was brutal.
And they're trying to turn. Okay, so he fights Klitschko in a horrible looking fight. It's honestly one of the worst heavyweight boxing matches I've ever seen in my life. Turn that and a 2-year hiatus after that. It's not even like you defended the belts or did anything. You literally disappeared for 2 years. You come back, 3 fights into your comeback, you get a title shot you don't even fucking deserve. You don't even fucking deserve it. You get it, and y'all turn that into him being the greatest heavyweight of all time or the greatest of this era. That's neither proven nor earned. As much as people want to cut that AJ kid and the man who beat him, as much as they want to cut them out of the picture, AJ, Usyk, Andy, they're a part of that picture. And Wilder ain't fought Andy. Fury ain't fought Andy. Wilder ain't fought Usyk. Fury ain't fought Usyk. Wilder ain't fought AJ. Fury ain't fight AJ. So until that circuit is closed, there is no best heavyweight of this era. They have to fight. For us to know this is the dude, this is the guy. When the smoke settled, this was the last man standing. They have to fight. It's very simple, and it's always been that way. I'm not changing the rules. Coach is not changing the rules. It's always been that way. Why is Crawford the man at 147? He's the only one with all the belts. He's the only one with all the belts. Ain't nobody else there with belts. No other champions. The same applies to Canelo. The same applies to Jermel, even though, you know, he did what he did at 168. He's still a man at 154, right? Yeah. It's the way it's supposed to go. And what hurts the sport of boxing is when it stops behaving like a sport. I don't want to hear the business of boxing bullshit. We are here with our money for sports. So let it be a sport and let them two motherfuckers fight. Then Fury could fuck off and do whatever he wants to do. He could fight John Bones Jones. He could fight Francis Ngannou again. He could fight a dancing bear. But you got to let them fight, because what's really hurting boxing in the American boxing scene is y'all don't want to let it be a sport. I never have to wait for the World Series. I don't have to wait till next year for the World Series. I don't have to wait next year for the fucking playoffs. I don't have to wait next year for the fucking Super Bowl. It's one every year. So let the fucking sport be a sport, because that's what we here for. We not here for the song and dance and the dancing bear. Now you got people looking at Fury sideways because you hurting your own legacy with that silly shit on Saturday. Most motherfuckers was picking you to beat Usyk. Now they not so sure because you just let a novice go in there and put you on your ass. If a novice could do that, dude never boxed under the hot lights before. No professional boxing matches. All he got is octagon shit. Now they looking at you funny. Now they're looking at the sport funny. You delegitimizing the sport of boxing, and the powers that be are letting him, which is crazy. Like, yo, you want this sport to look like a fake sport so y'all could keep hyping up this piece of shit? I can't wait for Usyk to fight him. I'm just wondering if it's going to happen.
You know what? I'm kind of having doubts about it. Like when people told me that, hey man, Fury's gonna be fighting Usyk next and this and that. And I say this all the time over here. I don't believe anything that's dealing with Tyson Fury until I physically see him in the ring. Exactly. Because this guy is such a massive liar. And people say this time and time again. How do you know Tyson Fury is lying? When he's moving his lips. Yeah. So I can't take anything away from him being the boxer inside of the ring. He's a good boxer. But the dude lies so much. Now I found the video online where he said, well, you know, if Usyk has no choice but to fight me, you know, if he try to get out of the fight this year, he can be sued for breach of contract. Then after the Ngannou fight, where he got a black eye and looking all black and clothes and stuff like that, he says, I see you guys next year. So I'm like, hold on. Okay, are you fighting Usyk this year or next year? And again, when you're dealing with Tyson Fury, you just never know. Like, you never had to worry about this with a Tyson, a Holyfield, a Riddick Bowe, or Lennox Lewis, Salvador Sanchez, or Ali, or Hagler. Any of those guys. You never, Julio Cesar Chavez. You ain't never, Canelo. You ain't never got to worry about this with any of these guys. But when it comes to this guy, you can't get excited about him announce a fight announcement of him because they're like, man, I don't know, man. We gotta wait and see if this dude gonna show up.
Because it's all angling. Like, look, I'm not going to say he's the great white hype. The man can fight. He can fight.
Yeah.
He beat Klitschko. He can fight. It was an ugly fight, but he could fight. And he beat Wilder. Awesome, right? But the shit is, he's just not as good as they say he is. And I'm maintaining that throughout that. It's not that he's a bad fighter. It's just that he's not as good as they say he is. And they have spent a lot of time and a lot of money hiding that. How do you get away with fighting Derek Chisora again last year? You could have fought Makhmudov. He was on your undercard. You could have fought a lot of guys that's around. You could have fought Frankie Sanchez. He's unbeaten. He want to fight. I'm sure if you offered Frankie $1 million, he would have took it. He would have fought you. They let him get away with this stuff. They let him get away with fighting fucking Chisora. They let him get away with contradicting himself in front of everybody. How is it a breach of contract if Usyk don't fight you on December 23rd, but now you saying you're not going to see him till next year? Isn't that a breach of contract? And once again, they let him get away with it. So the boxing media needs to do better to hold his feet to the fire. Instead of asking him softball questions and what he ate for breakfast and how's the kids, ask him, how was it a breach of contract? You said that if Usyk don't fight you on the 23rd, it's a breach of contract. But now you're telling us that you're not going to see us till next year. So what happened?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's amazing. So I really don't know with this guy. Again, I don't take anything from him as a fighter. I think some of his fans are a little bit too much for me. A lot of them unsubscribed from my channel. I'm glad they did. I really am happy they are. Don't miss them at all. But I mean, it is what it is. Like this guy, Jules, is, he gets dropped by this guy. And now, as a matter of fact, hold on, Jules. Let me read the super chats. He say, shout out to Mr. Calderon. For dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He say, coach and ring IQ, pound for pound, best channels on YouTube. Oh yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. Mr. Calderon, salute fam. Shout out to the boxing historian. For dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He say Fury and Wilder weren't shit to me. These guys wouldn't have even lasted in any previous eras. He said contrived careers, the both of them. All right. yeah, Brian been killing me on that. Shout out to Country. What's up, man? Dropping that quarter of a dub. He say what's good, he coaching Jules. He say Fury embarrassed himself in boxing. It's not what boxing needs right now with the fall of Showtime and the chaos. Okay. And shout out to Super G for dropping that quarter of a dub. He say, who do you think has more power between Ngannou and Ajagba? I mean, I don't know. I would say Ngannou.
If he has anything, he has power. If he has anything, he has power. But I don't think he has better form than Ajagba. I do think he has more killer than Ajagba. That I don't want to take Francis Ngannou down a peg because what he did was very courageous. Right. Come to a different sport and fight the number one guy, even though they made it worth your while with all that money. He deserves credit for what he did because I believe he's a more consummate professional than Tyson Fury. Where Ngannou is taking the assignment seriously, Fury is not. And that's Fury in a nutshell. They want him to be like a Babe Ruth kind of guy. That he'll come in with a hangover, did a couple of lines of coke, and still win the fight. He ain't fucking Babe Ruth, man. He's not fucking Babe Ruth. He's not Rocky Marciano. He not none of that. He's a big fucking doofus who Wilder brought back into the game because he didn't want to be the B-side to AJ. It really is that fucking simple. Wilder created this mess. If not Wilder, this man don't get a title shot because he would have had to go through the ranks to get one. And he was going to bump into somebody that would have took him out. The reality is the last 4 to 5 years, they've been carefully maneuvering Tyson Fury so that they could sell him because, look, he is marketable. He's more marketable than a Usyk because he speaks good English. So you could sell him to the Brits. You could sell him to the Americans. He can't shut the fuck up. He loves the microphone. So you see the strategy. But in reality, while he's a good fighter, and he is a good fighter, he's not a great fighter. Nah, I don't believe that for a second. I think there's a couple of guys out there already that would beat him. I don't know if he could beat Zhang because he doesn't like southpaws. I don't know if he could beat Usyk because he doesn't like southpaws.
See, this is the thing, right? The only way, and this is any comeback sport, but definitely boxing. How it works is this: the only way you're going to know who the best fighters is, especially if you're saying these top guys, they have to fight each other. And the problem that I have, Jules, is this: I hate in this era of boxing fans. I call them social media boxing fans, right? Because what they love to do, they like to shit on old school fighters. Oh, they ain't making no money, they broke, they didn't do this, they had to do that. But then in one breath, but then they like to compare these new booties to the old school era. Yeah, if Fury was they'll defecate on Ron Lyle, they'll defecate on Ernie Shavers, Larry Holmes, all these guys. Fury he's better than all of them. Wilder knock all of those guys out, right? In one breath, so they'll defecate on them, but then in another breath, they'll compare themselves to them and say we greater than them. And I'm like, dude, you ain't go through what they went through. The criteria.
Wilder was gassed out in the third Tyson Fury fight. Wilder was literally gassed out after one round. This guy's fish food in a 15-round era. In fact, most of these guys, the only fighters I could think of that would make it in the 15-round era that are running around right now, Terrence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, and maybe Inoue. Maybe. And it's because he finishes his fight so fast that, I don't need the other fucking 14 rounds. I might stop this guy in one. Yeah. And when you think about Wilder's a fighter who doesn't skip rope, who doesn't do road work, but he would have made it in the 15-round era. Larry Holmes beats this man. In fact, I think an inspired Burt Cooper off a couple of lines of coke would beat this man. Wilder's not an all-time great. Fury's not an all-time great. I'm sorry. Till an undisputed champion emerges out of this era, there is no all-time great. Ain't one.
And see, this is the thing, right? Like I say, it was a different era. Like again, back then, you couldn't afford you couldn't dump people. You couldn't strategically cherry pick through the tree and I'm gonna avoid this guy, I don't need him, and everybody automatically know. Like this is the era to where you don't have to fight the guy because my fans, everybody automatically knows I'll beat him. You get what I'm saying? Like where they do that at? Like when if Hagler never had to fight somebody because we automatically know what the outcome is going to be? When if Sugar Ray or Julio Cesar Chavez or doggone Antonio Marco Barrera, you know what I mean? Or Marquez or any of these guys that came, Lennox Lewis, or we ain't got to fight these guys. We automatically know I win. So in this era, they automatically give you that victory for fights that you haven't even had because we know what happened. It doesn't work that way.
And this is why this is the worst era. While the sport is the weirdest thing because the sport has grown globally. Around the world, the sport is now bigger than it ever was. Yeah. But in America, it's shrinking. And coincidentally, in America, this is what is going on. You look at a fighter like Inoue, for example. This dude just did undisputed last year at a lower weight. He's doing it again this year. But we can't get Tank Davis to fight Devin Haney. It won't happen. We can't get him to fight Shakur Stevenson. It won't happen. This is what's wrong with the American boxing scene. We got it in our heads that, well, not us, not me, not you, but some American fight fans have it in their head that because they really fucking like a guy, he shouldn't have to fight people. Then what the fuck are you watching this sport for? You don't want to see him fight Devin Haney. You don't want to see him fight Teofimo. You don't want to see him fight Shakur. You want to see him fight Isaac again.
I mean, that's where we at now. And what I realize is, I say, you know what? The boxing fans are really not. Basically, what's going on is you have the casuals or the new boxing, the social media boxing fans. Those are the guys now. And people like me and you, we dinosaurs. You know what I mean? And they're trying to tell us
boomers. They call us boomers and shit because we old.
Yeah, they try to tell her, oh man, that's the old school. You ain't gotta fight the best in order to be considered the best. It's about TikTok and how many subscribers I got on TikTok, how many likes I got on my picture on Instagram. Am I popping? What type of car I have? Am I in the club getting litty? Am I pop? Get what I'm saying? It's a popularity contest.
I want to address what Yarmus said. It is on the fighters because the only reason Stephen fought in 40 Nui is because he fucking wanted to. Al Heyman wanted him to go up to 126 and fight Brandon Figueroa again. Rumor has it he said, no, I want Inoue. That fight only happened because the fighter wanted it. Spence, he could have fought Keith Thurman at 154. They gave him that option. He said, no, I'm not no bitch. I'm going to go fight Crawford. Win or lose, I'm going to go fight Crawford. So it is on the fighters. It is. Because those people work for you. The manager worked for you. The promoter worked for you. And if you want to fight, you're going to fight. If Gervonta wanted them people, he'd be fighting them people. If he's not fighting them people, it's because he don't want to fight them people.
I mean, they say it all the time. They say, you know, you hear the what's my main man name? Tom Brown. He say, man, and Stephen Espinosa. Well, you know, in essence, fights happen when the fighters want to fight. If the fighters really want to fight each other, they make it happen. You know what I mean? So
that's what he said at the press conference for Porter versus Crawford. That's literally what he said.
That's what he said.
Fight, they're gonna fight. So you need to ask yourself, what are you really supporting? What are you even watching for? If you like the Lomachenko fight, forget it, bro. That's old fucking news, bro. We've been hearing the same bullshit about Davis and Lomachenko since 2017. It's safe to say that fight is dead. Lomachenko's on his way out anyway. He probably ain't got but 3 or 4 more fights, if that. But you got contemporaries, young American fighters, good ones like Shakur Stevenson, good ones like Devin Haney, good ones like Teofimo Lopez. You see Big Stepper Devin going up to 140, fighting a hard puncher, full belt, his first fight at the weight. Why is Gervonta not doing that? Why are we pretending, not us, why are people pretending that Mario Barrios is a somebody or Isaac is a somebody? He's fighting a bunch of fucking nobodies. That's all he's doing.
All right, we finna drop the phone lines in a few minutes. Shout out to Pete Gary. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He say no other champion would get away with exhibition fight against a fighter making pro debut. Should have been made drop. Should have been made drop belt. Well, you know, Floyd Mayweather did it. They did it with Floyd Mayweather. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna go. Floyd waited till he was. I'll give Floyd this. He waited till he was retired before he did the dumb shit. He didn't have a belt when he fought McGregor. He was done in boxing. He did the Berto fight. He was done. Whereas Tyson, and this is the shit I'm saying, you literally have a belt right now and they letting you have an exhibition match. That's crazy.
All right, but listen, we finna get ready to drop these phone lines. We're going to take a short station identification break, Jules. When I come back, we are dropping the phone lines. We want to sit back and accept some phone calls. Let the people call in and see what's up.
What's my name?
My name is nobody, and I don't live nowhere, and I don't know nothing. I don't know because I know that you gon' tell God on Jesus, kiss a Judas, silver pieces, monkeys acting in the monkey show. Gangsta monster killer, silverback. Where is your rap sheet? And the truth never explains. Moving fast, thinking slow. Dummy clown, silly Billy, need a hug. Thugs on drugs, monkeys acting in the monkey show.
All right, we finna get ready to drop the phone lines in a minute.
You wanna talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
Call the coach at 530-494-9636. We waiting on your bitch ass. And we do not want no cream corns called on the show, man. Please, man, no cream corns.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. Cream corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth. I got more measure for your pleasure. Stick with me, baby. I'll have you farting through silk. And let a nigga mess with me. I'll jump on him. All 93 pounds of pure dynamite. Oh!
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Jamie from New York.
Jamie from New York. Talk to me, fam.
Hey, salute, guy. Coach, that's why I say boxing is a shit show. And Fury, it's a joke. This man had no business going to distance with you. You know, you're the heavyweight lineal champion, right? And, Coach, let me tell you, I wasn't going to watch the fight, but then I hear that I think 2 judges had Fury winning, and the rest of the world saw it otherwise. Once I heard that the brother won, I said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. And I did. And let me tell you, Coach, Fury is lucky that left hand did not land flush on that chin, because he would have been out of there, Coach. What do you think about that?
You know what? Somebody sent me the link. So I still saw the highlights. I think I saw maybe 2, 3, 4 rounds, all the way up to the 3rd round when he dropped him.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? That left hand didn't land clean. If it would,
no, it didn't. It did not.
He caught him in between the 1 and the 2. That's what it was. I don't know if
exactly.
I don't know if he was hurt, but it was between the 1 and the 2. The Fury went for the 1. He got caught with the left in between the 1 and the 2, and he looked like he was off balance. But it wasn't a clean punch, because if it was, Fury probably don't get up. Probably.
Yeah. And another thing, Coach, I tell you, this man, he never threw a punch in a professional boxing match, and look how good it looked. You know what I'm saying? He looked good doing this, trying, whatever. And let me tell you, Coach, this shows me that Deontay Wilder ain't shit because he couldn't do anything with Fury. At least this guy put up a good fight. You know what I mean? So had this guy trained more, maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, he would have beaten Fury, man. Because Fury, I don't know what the fuck happened to him, Coach. The man in the past could fight. Don't know what happened. I don't know what's going to happen when he faces Usyk. I still got Usyk. You know what I'm saying? But, Coach, again, bro, this guy's been ducking Usyk and the top guy, the top guys in the heavyweight division for a reason. This is a cherry pick gone wrong. We all know it. He needs to stop lying to himself. And let me tell you, bro, he's on his way out, man. Any of these young guys is going to beat him. And that's it. I got Usyk, Coach. That's my call.
All right, shout out to Jamie from New York. Jules, hold on, let's get the super chat out of the way. Shout out to Doughboy. He said, do you think Floyd made boxers protect their own? No. I think Floyd is a scapegoat for a lot of stuff, but Floyd ain't got no effect on these boxers like that. If these fighters don't want to fight, they don't want to fight. Can't put that on Floyd, you know what I mean? But yeah, so my thing is this, Jules. So now, after this fight, as you said, you got an old school criteria. These guys have to fight each other in order for us to come to the determination or the conclusion of who's the best. That's how it works. And you can't be comparing yourself to the old school guys if you're not doing what they did. You can't compare yourself to them in one breath and then shit on them in the next breath and then say you the greatest thing since hog head cheese, but you ain't fought no damn body. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin, talk to me.
Yeah, Coach. I think too much is being made about Francis coming from another sport into boxing. The reality is you got this dude who's been fighting MMA for 10 years. He's a striker. He's not a wrestler, which means his skill is primarily throwing punches. The dude has Dewey Cooper as a trainer who trains boxers. So it's easy for a guy that's been around you for years to help you make that transition, not to make you a perfect, flawless fighter. Because at the end of the day, you got to look at it for what it is. You got a guy basically throwing a Hail Mary every punch. What was amazing about what Francis was able to do was he went 10 rounds with this man, and he fought the perfect, smart fight because he said, fuck that. I'm not going to stand here and bang with this dude because he's going to catch me. I'm going to wait. I'm going to catch him with a counter. That's all he did the whole fight. He just waited for Fury to throw a punch, and he kept countering. He fought the perfect fight for this situation. He deserves all types of credit. I hate to be a hater, but to me it was kind of like Wilder fought more not to lose than he did to win, which is why he threw a record low punches. I don't think I had more than 10 punches the whole fight. But your phone
breaking up, and it sounds like you're in the hallway, man. I don't know. You probably got him on the Bluetooth or something, but.
Nah, it's fucked up reception right here by the freeway. I'm chilling at the house. But yeah, I mean, Francis did his thing. Fury, like I said, he came not to lose because he didn't want to fumble the bag with that Usyk fight, and unfortunately he did because I seen an interview with Francis this morning, and he said, "Look at my face. I can't fight in December, so for goddamn sure, Fury ain't fighting in no fucking December." But that's all I got, Coach.
All right, shout out to my main man, Martin from Oakland. Hey, Jules. So this is another thing I wanted to say. There was everybody. I'm not upset about what happened, who won, and stuff like that. But let's be real. If there is any truth to Fury having a contract to sign Alexander Usyk next for the bag for Undisputed, goddamn well, outside of him being knocked out, he wasn't going to lose that fight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, who did we hear that there's a signed contract from? We heard it from Fury. Who did we hear that it has to be on the 23rd? We heard it from Fury. So it's like you got to take everything he says with a grain of salt. That if that's true, because this is what he said before the fight, that it got to be on the 23rd or it's a breach of contract and Usyk gets sued. Okay, if that's true, that would also apply to you. And based on the pressure that Usyk is now putting on you, it's either that's true or it's not. And I'm gonna lean towards no, it's not. That's not true. Y'all don't have the date set yet. Y'all never did. In fact, I would go as far as saying is maybe it's not y'all intention to do that fight. Maybe it's not. Because why do that, right, with Usyk when we can make a fuck ton of money fighting Ngannou again? We'll make more money and it's a safer fight. I'm of the opinion that, and I've been of the opinion that maybe Fury's done with competitive boxing against boxers. And maybe what he want to do is fight the John Bones Joneses of the world and the Ngannous of the world. Because it's very hard to imagine. I hope they fight. I hope they do as a boxing fan. But it's very hard to imagine that fight is actually going to take place. Behind that performance, you just look like shit. With a dude that never boxed before, you just look like shit. Now you about to fight a dude that then spent most of his life boxing, Olympic gold medalist in the amateurs, undisputed at cruiser, unified ring magazine at heavy, and you looking like shit. You about to fight him? Okay, I got to see it to believe it.
All right, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? I'm from Brooklyn, man.
Y'all, I'm talk to me, fam.
Hey, man. Yo, I'm just wondering, where's Ring IQ from? You got like a New York accent, Jersey accent?
Yeah, I'm from Harlem, bro. I'm from Harlem.
All right. Yo, I just want to talk about the Fury fight a little bit. I think, everybody should give this guy some credit, man. He fought a hell of a fight, man. I'm not a huge Fury fan, but, this guy, he looked sharp in there. I'm not going to lie, his conditioner was there. And, if that hook don't graze his shoulder, he's still on the ground right now, man. And, his career might be over, man. This motherfucker got huge power, good conditioning. His footwork looked good. I think this guy was sharp. I'm not saying Fury's the greatest fighter ever. I'm saying give this guy some credit for what he did. And as far as guys not fighting and taking exhibitions, we paid these motherfuckers 8 digits to fight motherfuckers that they don't even think it's a threat. Why wouldn't they, man? I'll fight my little brother for fucking $1 million rather than fight somebody that could beat me for 100,000. I can't really argue with this. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather fighting McGregor. Hell yeah, he made fucking $200 million. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. And I agree with my man with Jules, right? I agree with him when you say, if he takes that Usyk fight, the way he looked in that shit, he's gonna have a huge issue with him, man. The footwork, the skills, like he said, he's an Olympian. He got the pedigree. He's gonna have huge problems. I see him avoiding that, get some more of this money elsewhere, and that'll be that. I'm not even gonna lie. Hey, Cole, I'm gonna end on this, man. I'm loving this show. Have this dude on again, man. I'm really enjoying this, man. So, I would love to see y'all collab and do something, man. Peace and love, Cole.
All right, salute, fam. Shout down from New York. Salute, fam. Yeah, I think he's missing the point. We understand what it is. If you're gonna fight for an exhibition, and caller, hold on. If you're gonna fight an exhibition, get your money, fine. But my thing is, you can't have it both ways. You can't be the greatest fighter in the history of boxing, but you haven't fought any of the guys you haven't even fought all of the guys in your era that's supposed to be the top guys. So that's not how this works. You don't get to be the top guy because you had 3 fights with one guy, and then you beat an old Vladimir Klitschko in a snooze fest, and you wouldn't rematch him. You got popped dirty with Nandalone. You wouldn't rematch the guy, so you retired, and then you went to holler about you had mental health issues and this and that, all because you didn't want to rematch this guy.
And what I mean? That's the beef that I got with him. That if you want to fuck off and do exhibitions and get your money,
wrong with that.
Get your money, but let the title go. Let it go. So 2 other men that do want to be champions, that do care about that, let them do their thing. You do your thing. And, we know why he's doing it. He's stringing the boxing fans along because if you vacated that title, your marquee value is going to go down a little bit because you're not a champion. You don't got the prestige of saying, I'm the WBC champion. I'm that guy. That's why he don't let the belt go. And that's my issue. If he would let the belt go and go fuck off. Go fight a dancing bear. Do what you want. I wouldn't care. But you got that belt. You holding up undisputed. That's the problem.
You know what? Hold on. We got another call, Jules. Caller, what's your name when you calling from?
David Memphis.
Your phone sounds like it's kind of faded, fam. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, David Memphis.
David Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, David from Memphis, talk to me.
Yeah, hey coach, I think what happened the Tyson on Fury. If you notice and watch, I went back because I watched the fight, several times, and what I did, I mean, he won the fight. I scored it 6-4 or either 7-3, but I went ahead and it had 4 rounds. But I had the third for sure, on the knockdown, then the 8th and the 10th. I had for certain, for sure on Nagano. But I went ahead and I see the way I look at it is if you watch the fight, Tyson didn't have no footwork. His footwork was he was flat and his timing was off. His timing was off, man. And I mean now to his credit, he wasn't making no excuses. I saw him, the interview afterward, and he said, "Hey, just blame me. It's I'm off night or whatnot." And he wants to go ahead and fight Usyk and all of that. And I know that the fight this is a contract there, but ain't that December 23rd date? That ain't confirmed. That's just bullshit people talking. That both of them, that date is not concreted in, and what they're gonna do, they're gonna be around January, February. They're gonna come out. I mean, because you know what, he ain't gonna come back and run a damn thing back, man. I mean, in those 6 weeks. I mean, come on, player, get real.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't see that happening either. And again, anytime we dealing with Tyson Fury, who he fights, you just never know. We gotta wait till we see get in the ring because, as he said before, now they scrubbed this interview, they scrubbed this video from the internet, but there was a video where Tyson Fury was at a MGK Global event. I think it was on the Sky Sports or whatever. And he's been interviewed. This one he was looking slim, and he was being interviewed, and they was asking him about when is he going to fight AJ or what's going to happen with Wilder. And he said, "Well, you just never know with me because when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth, and when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying." So I think that's just what it is. Like people just want some straight answers when it comes to this guy, and you don't never get them with him. But David, thank you for calling the show, man.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. All right, bye-bye.
Yes, sir, you too. Memphis, stand up. Yeah, so, Jules, do you think, and again, I'm going to tell you guys like this here. I'm not going to take anything away from Tyson Fury as a boxer. He's a good boxer. It's just for me the hyperbole, the way things work in boxing, the way it's always worked, the way it works in any comeback sports, you have to fight those other guys and those other top guys, right? So if you have a belt, okay, you can say you're the champion because you have the lineal title and stuff like that, the ring and all that stuff there. I get that, but a lot of these guys to me is just title holders, because so many belts now and everybody's a champion now. Okay, you got to consolidate all of the belts, or at least get most of them in order for me to consider you a champion. And for you to be a champion, who you fight plays a part in that as well. You get what I'm saying? Like Rolly Romero. I'm going to give you a perfect example, Jules. I can't call Rolly Romero a champion. He's a title holder, but is he a champion? Hell no.
He ain't no champion. He ain't no champion.
You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's hard for me to really call some of these guys. Now, I can't say you're no champion, dog. You're a title holder, but we got some more super chats, Jules. Shout out to Iffy. Okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said Fury has the best padded record in the heavyweight boxing after Wilder. Fury is protected. The McDermott fight, he lost, but he got gifted. Showed this. Okay. Shout out to the Odd Father. Dropping that. Bam, dub. Hey, Leroy. Hold on, guys. Super chat. We got, Jules, the phone line's hot right now. Hold on, caller, hold on. He say salute from the UK, Coach and Jules, two of my favorite YouTubers. He said real boxing knowledge being displayed. The Furies are carnival. He said the Furies are carnival grifters, and they have been for years. You know what I mean? I like John Fury, believe it or not. I know you guys. I like John Fury. He talks a lot of trash. He's like a lot of these boxing dads out there. John Fury is funny, and but his son is not what they hyping him up. I'm like, he's a good fighter, but but let's be real. Let's keep it in the proper context. He beat old Vladimir Klitschko in the snooze fest. Grab and jab. Grab and jab. That was all it was. Grab and jab the whole fight. And then he dunked him in the rematch. And then he beat Wilder twice. He had a trilogy with Deontay Wilder. That's literally what happened. You know what I mean? So, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Troy Graham, Baltimore. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Troy from Beemore.
I know who that is. I know who that is. Go ahead,
what's
bro.
Up? What's up, Julius? What's up? How you doing?
Chilling. Long
yeah,
time.
Let me start with. I know, brother. I've been chilling. Let me start with Fury's dad. He's the perfect example of someone who knows how to shovel shit and tell you it's sugar. Right? That's his gift. That's what he does. And the fight Saturday proves all along what I've always said. This guy only looks good against certain fighters. I mean, he fought a novice just like all of you are saying he did, and he couldn't. He got dropped, and he couldn't take him out. And he's not coming back in December after this. I guarantee 100% he's not going to fight Usyk because the only fighters he looks good against are fighters who can't box, a la Chisora and Wilder. You saw what happened to him when he fought the other boy. What's the white cat that he fought who bloodied his eye and all that?
You can't forget about Dillian White. You saw what he did to Dillian White.
Oh, Dillian White. He stopped Dillian White.
I know that's your, I know that's your boy now, Troy.
No. I actually forgot about that. I actually forgot about it. Listen, he stopped
Dillian. Since when did stopping Dillian mean so much? When Povetkin stopped Dillian, and nobody was saying he's the greatest heavyweight of all time when he stopped Dillian.
That's right. I mean, listen, I'm always going to be a fan of White. That's never going to change. I don't care how many times people say he got knocked out or whatever, but he comes back. I just respect the dude that he is. I don't think he's a great fighter, but I respect the dude that he is. But the thing is that Usyk fight is never going to materialize because he does not do good against boxers. Who's the dude that cut him over his eye and bloodied him up?
The Swedish guy, Wallin. The Swedish guy.
Wallin, yeah.
Yes, right. Usyk is a better boxer than him. He's not going to beat Usyk. And then this fight through this whisper that's going on now with Wilder fighting Francis Ngannou, we speed this up. That's not going to happen either because for two reasons. One, Wilder's going to price himself out, and in his entire career, he's never fought a knockout artist.
That is so true.
He's a heavyweight who's never fought a knockout artist. So why is he going to fight this guy over here that can take him out with both hands? Just by chance.
That is a good
and he's going to price himself out. Now, watch this before I jump off it. His podcast bullies are going to start saying, oh, well, this fight's not going to happen because of a white man, and they're going to question they're going to start questioning his blackness, his Africanness, and all that, and start talking their foolishness. This fight will never happen. Bless up yourselves, fellas. I'm glad to see y'all together.
All right, shout out to Troy, man. Salute, fam. Be more, stand up. I mean, we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see. So, Jules, what say you about who is the great? I think we can agree that Tyson Fury is not the greatest heavyweight of all time. We know that's some bullshit, right? We know that's something that a lot of his fans say who coming out of the pub right now who drank the whole pint of shandies and right about 10 pints of shandies and that's what they feel, right? But outside of that, the greatest heavyweight of this era, Tyson Fury does have a lane. He has an opportunity to establish his dominance in this era right here amongst the heavyweights. But who are the guys that he needs to fight in order to do that?
I mean, the thing with Fury is it's almost like he's been at the door all this time because, okay, you ended the Klitschko era. That is your claim that you ended that era. The problem is in the subsequent 2 years that followed, you didn't fight anybody. You didn't even keep all the belts. Now you come back and you fought Wilder and you won the WBC, but you never got the other ones. And you never fought AJ. And look, if you don't fight AJ, that's cool too. But you got to fight the man that beat him then, right? If you're going to be the man, if we're going to remember you as the best heavyweight of this era, you cannot let someone else come along and beat him. It don't work like that. Because that's what I see they doing. That like, oh, if somebody comes along and beats the guy, then Fury is the man by default. No. Now, Fury, you got to fight the dude that beat him. That's how it works. If we're going to remember you as the best heavyweight of this era that we in, you got to be the last man standing. Otherwise, it's going to be you and the other guy, whoever the other guy is. Right now, it's Usyk. But initially, it was supposed to be you and AJ. You decided to fight Wilder. You decided to do that. And Wilder decided to fight you. Y'all left that business unfinished. You let Andy come in and beat him. Then you let Usyk come in and beat him. Now, you got to take care of business with Usyk. It's very simple. You a champion. He's a champion. Y'all both unbeaten. Take care of business.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Haplo from Los Angeles.
Haplo from Los Angeles. Talk to me.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and give a little bit of a different perspective on what I saw. Basically, you know, I watched the fight. I didn't buy it because I didn't think it was worthy of the amount of money. But did end up watching it, you know, on the stream. I thought, you know, I scored it for Fury. And I get, you know, everyone expected it to be a big blowout because Ngannou is known as an MMA fighter, but I'm not, you know, I'm not with all the like massive uproar, you know, that Fury is shit. Now, let me give you two reasons why. One, Fury has always been susceptible to knockdowns. He's top heavy as shit. He carries all his weight up in his midsection. And, you know, you've seen guys like Steve Cunningham, who weren't big punchers, knock him down. Because when someone's top heavy, you know, they can go over. But he always gets up. Okay? I thought he won the fight. And I also think, like, people are so... they hate him so much for some reason. I guess because he has an annoying personality that they want to see.
Can you
his
summarize? Can you please summarize what you? We got a lot of calls calling in, so I just want to.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just saying. You know, he's top heavy and he fights down to the level of his competition most of the time. That's why you see him struggle with an Ngannou and a Waller. That's my opinion.
All right. Shout out to Haplo from LA. Salute, fam. Y'all got it. Y'all got to get to your points and summarize, man. We got a lot of calls calling in. Shout out to Robin B for dropping that quarter of a dub. He said, shout out to Ring Guy Q. Great channel over there. Yeah, man, for sure, man. Hey, Jules, so my thing is, like you say, he's going to have to fight the other guys. Tyson Fury has a pretty big size advantage over Alexander Usyk. But it's something that I saw. You might think I'm tripping. That kind of scared me that this fight may not happen or it may not happen as fast as we want it to happen, right? It's hard for me to go against a Capricorn. You know, I went against him one time against AJ, and then the second fight, I was like, nah, you know, he going to beat AJ after the second fight. But it's hard for me to go against this Capricorn, right? Alexander Usyk. But it's something that he did at that fight that before at the press, kind of like, when Wilder, when Fury and Alexander Usyk met face to face, and Usyk just come on, give me a hug. He's kind of like gave him like a nervous hug, and he hugged him one time, then he released him and hugged him again, and Usyk grabbed him and picked him up, and like did him like this here, and then set him back down like it was nothing. And I say, damn, this is a strong ass fucking Ukrainian. He picked up this guy, Tyson Fury, damn near 300 pounds, and he grabbed him and picked him up like it ain't nothing. I wondered would that have an effect on Fury psychologically or not? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, I heard that Terrence does that to guys. I heard that Terrence did that to Sean. I think it was Sean he did it to. I remember hearing just not but a few weeks ago that he kind of picked him up a little bit. And it was a measuring tactic almost to see if I could bully him. Let me see if I could bully him. Yeah. Terrence did that to Sean. And when I saw Usyk do that to Fury, I took that as a message like, yeah, you 270-something pounds, but you 270-something pounds of water and fat. That's what you are. That's not muscle. That's nothing. It's nothing functional about your 270-something pounds. That this dude is 6'3", and he was able to lift you off your feet and shake you. And you about, 6'7", 6'8", 275. That's a message. That's how I took that. They're like, yeah, you tall, boy. You not strong. Don't get it twisted. I will fuck you up out here. And when you got to stop thinking about Fury as the Fury that's a bully, that's smoke and mirrors. That's not real. All of that is predicated on a Wilder fight.
Yeah.
Fury, the real Fury, is Cunningham Fury. The real Fury is Klitschko Fury. That's the real Fury. That if he goes in there, that's the real version. The shit you saw with Wilder was opportunistic. Wow, Wilder has poor balance. He can't fight off the back foot. He's not coordinated. He ain't got no goddamn jab. He don't slip no goddamn punches. He spends the whole 3 minutes of a round trying to land a right hand. Outside of that, he don't do shit. So whatever you saw in all 3 of them fights, that's not real. That only works with Wilder. With White, you didn't do none of that shit. You was back to boxing how you normally box. Moving lateral, staying behind the jab, and looking to set up the counters. You did the same shit with Chisora in the 3rd fight. So that tells me, in a nutshell, to keep it short, that tells
hold on. Go ahead, Jules.
That tells me, and I know it's going to sound crazy to people, if they fight, I don't just have Usyk winning. I have Usyk stopping them. Because you get knocked down by guys that don't hit that hard. Pajic don't hit that hard. Cunningham don't hit that hard. Forget all that Wilder shit. You done been put on your ass by a guy that never boxed before. Clearly, you getting put on your ass is not a miracle. It seems to happen a lot.
Caller, what's your name and you calling from?
Hey, Coach, this is Jerry from Tampa.
Jerry from Tampa. Talk to me, fam.
You know, I want to add on what y'all just, you guys were just talking about. So, I mean, Fury, he did great beating Klitschko, but he was a lot of people weren't watching heavyweights when Klitschko was fighting. He was near 40 years old in that fight. Yep. And his 2 previous fights, one was with Jennings, and I forget the guy he fought before that. You could see his age. You could see Klitschko. He wasn't, Dr. Steelhammer. And then after that, he beat Wilder. That's a great win. But we can't forget Wilder started boxing at, I think he was 21 years old when he started boxing. About the same age as Jake Paul started boxing. And then to add on the observation you guys talked about, I'm big on body language. Mm-hmm. If you notice, when him and Usyk met up, they gave each other a little hug. And then Fury, he kind of looked at him and he said, and he asked him, hey, let me give you another hug. And he kind of leaned on him just to show him he was the bigger guy. But when Usyk picked him up, I mean, you could tell in his face he was out of there. But that's all I got for you, Coach.
All right, shout out to Jerry from Tampa. Salute, fam. Yeah, that right there, I was like, listen, I was surprised he picked him up. I said, man, Tyson Fury about what? 700? Not 700 pounds. He about what? Damn near 300 pounds?
About 277 when he weighed in. 277, 6'8". But it's like Troy said. I think it was Troy. Most of the weight, it's not in the legs. It's not distributed evenly. It's in the trunk. When you look at him, he got chicken legs. He don't got quads like Mike had. Big quads to support all that weight. All the weight is in his trunk. So he'll go over quick. He could go over. And I think personally, I see somebody say it in the comments. They said, oh, he looked bad before Valine, and this is like that again. No, it's not, because once again, what are you using? The fucking Wilder fight. Everything y'all think about Fury is not based on who he really is. It's just based on the Wilder fight. That's all. This whole thing about Fury being a wrecking machine and being all these things is not predicated on how he actually boxes. It's predicated because he beat the shit out of Wilder, who wasn't that good to begin with. That's what's affecting everybody's perception.
I mean, he beat Dillian White pretty good. Dillian White didn't do nothing, man.
I'm saying, look at how he fought White. That's what I'm saying. He beat White. It's not credit to him. You beat White and he was in the top 10, but you didn't beat White the way you beat Wilder. What do I mean? You got on your back foot. You started doing what you normally do. Moving lateral, stand behind the jab, looking for the counter. You didn't bully him. So that tells me, so you could only bully a guy who has 2 left feet, basically. Because the only time you've ever looked like that your whole career was with Wilder. That's it. The rest of the time, you're a boxer. You're a boxer. You move lateral, stay behind your jab, set up the counters, feint, get the guy to bite on the feints. You're a boxer. You're not a bully. And I don't think your tactics, I don't actually think you're a better boxer than Usyk. You're better than big, slow guys. You're not better than this guy. You're not. You don't got a better jab. You don't got better footwork. Even though you could switch to southpaw, you're not actually a better southpaw than this guy. Why did Valine slice up your face? Because you don't like southpaws. Why was Ngannou giving you problems this weekend? Because he was switching us from orthodox to southpaw.
Yeah, styles make fights. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Boxing Store in 206, big. This is Boxing Store in 206, Big Brian, man, from Seattle.
Brian from Seattle, talk to me, fam.
What's happening? Was good, coach. Was good, ring IQ. I mean, I just want to say, man, you know, Tyson Fury proved everything that I said about him for you know, going on through this Deontay Wilder Fury saga. Everything is based around him versus Deontay Wilder. Nobody was talking about Fury being anything great prior to that. He's the same. He's pretty much the same fighter to me that fought Steve Cunningham, that fought Klitschko. He's a big guy who's pretty mobile with a decent jab for his size, but he ain't shit, man. And you know, the fact that Ngannou was a real puncher, even though he's coming from mixed martial arts, power is power, right? Was able to do what he did. I'm not even really that shocked. It's just it just makes boxing look bad. But I've always thought that Wilder wasn't really Wilder was nothing but a damn manufactured hype job. You know what I'm saying? With hand-picked opponents for his first 30-something fights. Then he fought some noteworthy guys, and he really only beat two good people. All right. And as far as Fury's whole career and people basing it off of that, it's like, bro, he's not great. Guys of his size back in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, those guys were thought to be easy work.
Yeah,
they were thought to be big ass punching.
Primo Carnera, prime example. I was like 7 feet tall, but he was fucking fish food, bro. Max Baer whooped his ass. It's on YouTube for those that ain't seen it.
Yeah, Primo Carnera was 6'6" with 285 pounds. He boxed almost exactly like the Klitschko's did. And he had an 85-inch reach, 86-inch reach.
Yeah.
All right. And mind you, he has the most knockouts in heavyweight history for sure. But when it came to Max Baer, Billy Conn, Max Schmeling, Joe Louis of that era, they beat the dog shit out of him. To me, what it is, I'm summing up because I know that there's people calling, but what it is, we live in the era of statistics and hype and the hyperbole. Oh, he's 6'9", he has an 85-inch reach, he can move. That don't mean a damn thing, bro. At the end of the day, it really don't mean shit, man. So, and I think that guys don't understand the inside or the actual the intangibles of boxing in the aspect of boxing, because it's been so watered down because of the lack of training and skill and actual talent that's in boxing today. And the guys that are actually really talented, they fight once or twice a year, and they barely do shit when they don't have a fight. So that's my whole thing. All right. And that's what I'm going to say.
All right. Shout out to Brian from Seattle. Salute, fam. Boxing the story. Let's get the super chats out the way. Shout out to Iffy. For dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
If he say, what you say, fam, he say, I can't stand Fury, but he does always bounce back after a shit performance. Usyk did not look that good against Dubois until he gassed. Fury beats Usyk. Okay. Shout out to Raider Reaper dropping that $2 super chat. He said, imagine Ali and Lyle Lozado, the Raiders went like this. Yeah, he died. I think he died. I think he had brain cancer or something from steroid use or something of that sort. I remember that. He played for the Raiders. I think it was a defensive lineman or something of that sort. Shout out to Two-Tone, the superstar, dropping that $2 super chat. He say, Coach, can Usyk take Tyson Fury body punches? I don't know. I think that seemed to be the kryptonite for Usyk. Body shots. It just depends. I really don't know. Now some people felt that the fight he had with Dubois was a legal punch, and so some people felt it was illegal because he hit right on the border. But I don't know. We'll have to see. This is why we need to see that fight, and because I don't want to have can this guy do this or will he be able to do that if he fights such and such? Well, guess what? Ain't but one way to find out. Let's get him in the ring and see.
I would ask Two-Tone, do you know Fury to be a body puncher?
Yeah, he ain't no body puncher. Yeah, he ain't no body puncher.
And two, a man Fury's size with that wingspan, going to the body is a very risky proposition for Fury because then that whole side of your face is exposed.
Yeah. You open yourself up. Open yourself up like that, especially when you're fighting shorter fighters. If you don't time it right and you miss, like, you leave all that open. And the thing is styles make fights, but when you're dealing with guys who have really, really good footwork, they feint very, very well. I want to see this fight, Jules, because Usyk has some damn good feints. And Tyson Fury has some, have the irky-jerky style, but Usyk has really, really good footwork.
Timing, bro. It's two things that I see that's going to beat him. The timing, Usyk's timing is way sharper than Fury's, and the angles. He's a better southpaw than you are. You a good southpaw against some orthodox guys. Yeah, you are right. This guy's on another level with his shit, and you're not actually more coordinated than he is. What you are is you fight a lot of big, slow guys with heavy feet, so because you can move a little bit, yeah, you do okay. You don't move better than this guy. In fact, I don't think Fury does anything better than this guy. All he got going for him is that he's bigger. That's it.
He got to reach. He got to reach. He definitely got to reach.
He got reach. Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna matter because that's another day at the office for Usyk. He's used to that. Or see, what I'm looking at is Usyk is used to dealing with a guy that's bigger than him. Are you used to this, dealing with a guy like him? I don't think you are. And you said it yourself on the Joe Rogan podcast. It's not the big guys that give you problems. It's them little guys that give you problems because the target is small. So, we'll see. We gotta see.
Shout out to Mr. Calderon. Well, Mr. Guanacaro, salute, fam. Dropping that dub on your boy. He said, what you say, fam? You say the dream team of boxing in one channel, Julius and Coach. He said all you need in the boxing world. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, Jules, I was watching this video. It was the video you did. I was watching it today, actually. I think he was breaking it down, this particular subject matter. As a matter of fact, that's why I came up with this subject matter after watching your video. So, I think we dispelled up this greatest heavyweight of all time myth. In your opinion, after the Tyson Lennox Lewis era went away, right? What happened to the heavyweight division after that? I know we had the David Tools and Ike Buche. He had went to prison and stuff like that. Holyfield, James Toney moved up and Fat James Toney fought Holyfield and all that stuff there. But then we have of course, the Shannon Briggs and all that stuff there. But what happened to the heavyweight division after that? Like, it used to be in America. I tell you what. American boxing. The heavyweight division used to be America, yada, yada, yada. Now, it seemed like once all our heroes kind of, retired or whatever, the Klitschko era came about. Vitaly and Vladimir. And I remember this yesterday. Like, I stopped watching the heavyweight division. Like, it wasn't a popping division anymore. I was watching more the De La Hoyas, the Manny Pacquiao.
It was two things. One, Floyd and Manny in that era it's a combination of things. One, Americans were not big on the Klitschkos, but also you had Floyd and Manny monopolizing all the attention. And not just all the attention like in America, all the attention in the boxing world. Everything was about Floyd and Manny. So even if American eyes shifted away from the heavyweight division, they were still on those two guys. And the reason that things kind of started to change in the heavyweight division is because once the Iron Curtain came down, when we were young, you started seeing Soviet fighters and you started seeing fighters from that region of the world that you were not seeing before. So that's more or less what affected the landscape in the land of the giants. And even now, it's predominantly a European, Eastern European division. Predominantly it is. It's either European or Eastern European. There are very few Americans at that weight right now. Some would say that it's because most of our big men play other sports now. They might be linebackers in the sport of football or something. Or maybe they'll get into basketball. Whereas the big men in Europe, they tend to get into boxing. They tend to get into the Olympics. And in a sentence, basically what changed the landscape at heavyweight is when the Iron Curtain came down, all those fighters and all those kinds of people that you wasn't seeing before, you started seeing them. That's literally what Rocky IV is about, and I think that goes over a lot of boxing.
Yeah.
That's literally what that's about. Like, if you think about, why is he fighting a Russian? The whole story is set because the Iron Curtain came down, and now Russia would be able to compete in professional boxing. That's that whole story in a sentence. And that's what happened to our heavyweight division. That, yeah, you're seeing less and less Americans because the Eastern Europeans are taking it over.
And so the thing is so a lot of people in America, you know, it's like, because I go to barbershops all the time, talk to my friends. They really don't know any heavyweights. They know Wilder and what Wilder doing. They know Wilder and Tyson Fury, and they say, well, yeah, they got the other dude, the Ukrainian dude. They know Wilder, they know Tyson Fury, they know Anthony Joshua. But I think outside of that, they really don't, you know, they really don't know much of anything about the heavyweight division. It seems like the lighter, smaller divisions are kind of like doing their thing. But what I see is it's different from when me and you was growing up watching boxing than it is now. Now it's more. Some of these guys, a lot of these guys, they don't want to fight each other, the top guys. It's more, well, you know, we don't need to fight the top guys anymore. We trying to chase the bag. But that's only a handful of fighters. Like, the rest of these guys are blue collar fighters, Jules. It ain't a bunch of Tank Davises walking around in boxing. It's not a bunch of Terrence Crawfords or Wilders or whoever walking around, whoever you may say the top guys are. Most of the boxing is blue collar fighters. Hold on, let me answer this call, and I want to piggyback on Oshaki Foster. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Sheila from Cali.
Sheila from Killer Cali. Talk to me, sis.
Hey, Coach. What's going on? I just wanted to comment on, piggyback on what someone had said, the caller that said that Tyson Fury won the fight. I'm just wondering how. Was it because of punch count? In my mind, how does he think that he won the fight? Because when I watched it, it seemed like Francis had more cleaner shots, basically. And Tyson may have a bigger output. Is that why he would say something like that, do you think?
I mean, it's subjective to him. So, I mean, he feel that Tyson Fury won. I think Tyson Fury did land more punches, probably by a few. I don't think he landed by a whole lot, but I think he totally missed the point. You know, sometimes just because you land more punches doesn't necessarily mean you win the fight. It's effective punching as well.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he won the fight after it was over. I didn't feel like Tyson Fury won the fight.
Yeah. It was like he was relieved
I
that he
didn't
got the
either.
decision, But
well, you heard what his dad and his father said. Oh, we got the win anyway. Like, we just got the win. They knew that it wasn't pretty. They knew that. But we got the win. Well, I guess so. But yeah, that was just kind of weird. I don't know. And then it's just amazing how it kind of upsets me a little bit how boxing has moved its business. Now it's not like a sport. And even Dewey Cooper said that after the fight. Did you guys watch his commentary? He said it's more about business. He couldn't have won that fight. They wouldn't have won. They won. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. They wanted him to fight Usyk, and even Usyk had a look on his face like, wow.
I mean, yeah. He wasn't. Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is this here, and that's why I'm not in an uproar about it. I'm not, oh man, Ogano got robbed, this and that. I'm not in an uproar about it because I knew before the fight started that he wasn't going to win this fight.
Yeah.
There was no way he was going to win this fight. Yep. I mean, this guy has a 0-0 record as a professional boxer. He's a novice. His first professional fight. He's not going to win a fight against Tyson Fury after there's a fight already signed for him to fight Oleksandr Usyk.
That's what makes it.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's what makes it so unfair, and because they weren't going to give him that fight unless he knocked him out. That would have been it.
Yeah.
If he had knocked Tyson Fury out cold, then that's the only way he won, in my opinion. But okay, well, thank you for taking my call, guys.
All right, shout out to you. Callie, stand up. Yeah, you know what, Jules? I mean, let's be real. Let's just be honest. The man wasn't gonna win the fight anyways. A bar knockout, and they probably told him, "Look, don't knock him out." Hey, shout out to Bossy Jim. For dropping that half a dub on your boy. He say salute, coach. Shout out to Ring IQ, 2 channels I rock with. Yeah, man, Jim, salute, fam. Shout out to Iffy for dropping that $2, dropping them 2 pounds on your boy. What to say, fam? You say it's because we are in the padded record era. I mean, yeah, some people.
Look, I'll say this. It's not that we're in the padded record era, because as much as I was a Chavez fan when I was a kid, his record was padded. Joe Lewis's record was padded in spots. It's a great record.
Hold on, caller. Yeah, you're right.
great record, but he literally had a bum of the month club. You know, they just fought more often back then, so the records were padded in some instances. It's not really that. It's the dynamic between networks and promoters that's hurting boxing. That instead of just letting them fight, there's exclusivity contracts and your side of the street, and my side of the street. And this is the shit that prevents fights from happening. Whereas before, boxing was more fluid. If there's a fight and people want to pay for it, they're going to get it. You know, but that's the biggest difference.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Calling from Buffalo, New York. My name is Jeremiah Cadena.
All right, from Buffalo, New York. Talk to me, fam.
Big boxing fan, but keeping it real, boxing is done, man. Because, you know, like, y'all talking about Deontay and Fury. Let's keep it real, man. Deontay cannot box a lick. You ever see he throw his punches, man? He throws them shits from, like, all he throws is haymakers, man. He don't have a jab. He don't know how to block punches. Or he's just got a right hand, that's it. And if he's giving Fury a hard time like that, and Ngannou is this, you know, that goes to show how Fury is. Heavyweight division been dead since, like, Larry Holmes and them, man.
No, you talking about the 80s. Well, Larry Holmes came back in the 90s. I don't think the heavyweight division was dead in the 90s at all. I mean,
as much money is flowing through.
Let's go like, all right, like.
I mean, that's your opinion.
Lennox Lewis, I'm gonna say, because like Klitschko.
Lennox Lewis.
I don't know. I wasn't like
go for that. Lennox Lewis, yeah.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis, because like, you know, you had Mike and then before that, Mike Tyson, you know, Pinker Thomas, like, you know, Vander was really not even a heavyweight. He was always a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
At his best.
That's what made Evander so good. He moved up to heavyweight. I remember him and Mike were supposed to fight each other before Mike went to prison, but Mike ended up getting convicted, and he ended up going to prison, so that delayed that. And of course, when Mike got out,
I think he would have beat Mike then. I think he would have beat Mike then. I
don't know. I'm a Mike Tyson fan, boy.
I think he would have beat Mike.
You know, he did have the style for it. He was a great counterpuncher. So you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, man.
He was just a warrior, man. He was a warrior.
Yeah, Vander Holyfield was the real deal for real, man. Hey, but salute to you, fam. Buffalo, New York, stand up. Yeah. Jules, this is what I want to run by you. Check this out. This past weekend, we had a great fight.
Yeah, we did.
Osaki fought. Well, that whole fight card was fire, maybe except for one fight. But that whole entire fight card was fire. Osaki Foster, right? And I say this to the Laptop Revolutionaries. I said, we got a brother from Houston, from Texas, who fought in Mexico. He was the champion, and he did something that most champions, especially from America, don't do. Listen, I'm going to come to your country in your backyard and fight you, and I'm the champ. Fight you in your own backyard. Let me answer this last caller, then we're going to pick it back off of that. Caller, what's your name and you calling from? Hold on, repeat your name one more time, fam. Where you from?
Big Mafia, Jersey.
Okay, Big Mafia from Jersey. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. How you doing? Well, it's Big Mafia. Hey, hi. So yeah, man. Peace to you, Coach Malachi. You know, I love what you're doing, man. I love this great show. I just wanted to give you a little bit how I'm feeling right now, man. For a long time, I've been observing Tyson Fury, and one thing I notice about Tyson Fury is that Tyson Fury doesn't tell the truth. He lies a lot. Majority of the time, he's very boastful. Now, Muhammad Ali was boastful, but he was boastful in a different way. He was boastful in a sense where, you know, he also dropped gems. You know, he fought for black pride, being black, and he stood up for things, right? And the difference between Muhammad Ali is that he backed up what he said. When he fought somebody, he beat you up, but he didn't say he was the greatest and didn't back it up. And he didn't lie at the same time. See, the thing with Tyson Fury is that he lies about a lot of things. And then he puts everybody else down. Like, for instance, somebody lose a fight, he's the first one online throwing shade at that person. and he puts everybody down. So let me tell you, just the other day when Joe Joyce had that fight, people felt sorry for Joe Joyce. Matter of fact, people like Joe Joyce, right? Because Joe Joyce doesn't do like Tyson Fury. Joe Joyce, you know, everybody talk a little smack when they have to, because it's boxing. But I think Tyson, he wanted to make it seem as if he's the best boxer in the world, for real. And the thing is, he didn't fight enough people to prove that. And the thing about it, Anthony Joshua, I give him mad respect, way more than Tyson Fury. Because Joshua never backed a fight. He never said no to a fight. And it's because he didn't back fights that he lost certain fights. Yeah. But Joshua fought everybody that they put in front of him. Now, the thing with Joshua is that Joshua lets people get to him, meaning the community, when the community got something to say about him, or when other boxers have something to say about him, and I think he lets it get to his ego, and sometimes it messes him up. I think once he works on that, he'll be one of the best fighters in the world. But the thing with Tyson Fury is, as much as the people, the little people, support him, buy the fights to watch him, he goes on YouTube and tells people
that are
like, you know, those people that's talking to him, he tells them that what we have to say don't have any type of bearing to it. And that's wrong, because we're the people who's supporting him and get him where he's at. Without us buying those fights and watching those fights and supporting him, he wouldn't be where he's at. And I feel like the people need to stand up and do what they're doing now to let him know that he needs to bring it down a little bit and come back down to earth.
I got you.
And I think what's happened is calm.
I got you, big man. I got you. I just need to summarize it because we got other calls calling in. But I got you. Go ahead. Now go ahead. I'm gonna let you wrap it up.
But that's karma. That's karma. And you want to know something? When karma comes about, if a person doesn't learn from karma, man, I don't know what they're going to say about you. Because when things happen to you, and this is supposed to be a learning lesson for him, and if he's still acting like he's still holier than thou, he's better than everybody, then he doesn't learn from nothing. And when you don't learn from something, man, it's the worst thing in the world. See, when things happen to you, you're supposed to learn.
I got you, man. Shout out to Big Mouth, Jersey Salute fan, Brick City, stand up. Yeah, man. Hey, we got other calls calling in, guys. I need y'all to hit y'all points. I need you to hit your points. Okay, Jules, I want to pick it. As a matter of fact, let me take these calls off for a minute, because I don't want to be interrupted. Osaki Foster, I want to say this before I let you go. This is going to be quick. This is what probably, I want to say it's a candidate for Fight of the Year. I'm not saying it's Fight of the Year, but it's a candidate for Fight of the Year, especially those championship rounds.
The 11th round, yeah, if nothing else, that's definitely round of the year. The 11th round. It's a great.
Man, Jules, like them last 3 rounds, man. The 11th round, it looked like Rocky was he got hurt. He looked like he was going to get out of there, but he held his ground and he caught Osaka with a right hook, and that stunned him, and he went back to the ropes. And I'm like, bruh, this is what boxing is all about. And then check this out: the 12th round. One judge had Osaki winning by 1 round. The other two, the one judge had Osaki losing 11 rounds to 0. I don't know which fight he was watching, but even if you had Osaki losing, I get that, because Rocky was I know how the judges are in Mexico. They like pressure fighters, but 11 rounds to 0, come on.
And that's why you gotta. This is the problem with boxing. You got a homegrown fighter, Texas-born champion, has a magnificent fight. But what dominates the headlines in boxing? The circus show, Fury shit. This is how boxing hurts itself. That by all rights, Osaki Foster is a fun fighter to watch. The Ray Vargas fight was fun. This past weekend's fight was fun. And the support just don't be there when it should be there. Like, yo, look, fuck Fury for a second. How about that fucking Osaki Foster?
Bruh. Jules, I dropped that Osaki Foster video, like, praise the hell out of this dude. Man, it got like 600 something views. That's it. And I'm like, bro, like, and this is the crazy part about it, Jules. The guys who supposed to be so pro I'm repping for my people, right? So pro, I'm down with the cause. None of these guys is talking about O'Shaquie Foster. Look, your brother went in the heart of Mexico from Texas. Where are you Texas boxing fans at? Y'all talk, yeah, Texas over everything. We got Spence. We got the Charlos. Where are you Texas guys at? O'Shaquie Foster went in Mexico. He was down on the scorecards, and he stopped this guy in the heart of Mexico, in front of the Mexican government, in front of the Mexican drug cartel, against all odds, right? I think you know what I'm saying. And bro, like, none of these guys is talking about this.
Well,
and I'm like, bro.
It's the perfect microcosm for where boxing is. Like, at least in America, it's the perfect microcosm. Yeah. Because if O'Shaquie Foster would have had that same fight, and let's say O'Shaquie is a Brit, or let's say O'Shaquie is Japanese, he's going to get his praise in those markets. But in the American market, it's just for some reason, when it really counts, the support don't be there. It just don't be there. Look, Stephen Fulton was a unified champion way before he fought Inoue. But where was the support?
No support.
Foster's been a champion. He's been WBC champion for months, but they don't really talk about him. And there's some great fights for him in his division. Like, if Joe Cordina take care of business this weekend, that's a great unification match. O'Shaquie Foster, Joe Cordina, IBF, WBC. But that's boxing, man. That's just it's a microcosm for where the sport is, that a circus fight between an MMA guy and a boxer is more talked about than a real fight. Great fight. It's where the sport is at, yo.
Bruh, I'm like, bro, this is who we need. Like, O'Shaquie Foster. Man, let me take Jules. I'm going to be honest with you. My prediction was, I thought that O'Shaquie Foster was going to lose, probably maybe get a TKO stoppage. Or I say if he don't get stopped, I say if it go 12 rounds, he's not going to win. In Mexico, 12 rounds.
That's what I mean. It goes to the cards, and the scorecard show that we were right to think that, because look at the way that it was scored. That if he don't stop him, he gonna lose that belt because Rocky got home field advantage. So like, it was a great fight. I gotta do more videos on O'Shaquie Foster. I'm gonna drop off right now. Coach, has been a pleasure. Glad letting me jump on, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Jules, thank you so much, brother. Salute, fam. Let's get rid of that cute round of applause. Yeah, man, Jules, I took a lot of his time, man. I took a lot of his time. You know what? I didn't know that I was going to have my dog on. I didn't know I was going to have him on for like 2 hours. I didn't know that, right? The man been on for probably about an hour and a half, so I really appreciate him. But yeah, man, listen, that O'Shaquie Foster fight, bro, and Rocky Hernandez, like, bro, ain't nobody really talking about that. And the people who I was expecting to talk about it, the guys who's supposed to be so pro-revolutionary, pro-black, ain't none of them talking about their black brother O'Shaquie Foster, who fought in the heart of Mexico in front of the drug cartel and the Mexican government, and put his title on the line. And this guy's from Houston. He's from Texas. So I'm like, I don't hear nobody from Texas talking about O'Shaquie. Like, this is the guy who you need to get behind. If you're from Texas, get behind O'Shaquie Foster. Look what he was able to do. Not only that, O'Shaquie Foster doesn't even have knockout power. He's not a puncher. I think he had like 15 knockouts. Guess what? He stopped this dude. He stopped him. He stopped this dude. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. So I tell you guys time and time again, these guys, a lot of these guys is full of shit. They not pro-revolutionary. Like, that fight reminded me of this. Oh, pussy ass nigga, what's going on, boy? I'm telling you, boy, I'm knock your fuck ass out, boy. Blow for blow, pound for pound, nigga. I got the title, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, finna knock one of you Wakanda niggas out. Nigga, I got these hands, nigga. I'm throwing them paws at that nigga, finna knock your ass down again, nigga. Get your ass back up, nigga. Don't run, nigga. Don't run, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I want a whole of smoke. Nigga, I'm throwing them paws, nigga. I'm putting them hands on you, nigga. I told you what I'm gonna do to you, nigga. Catch you with the check left hook. Nigga, check left hook, nigga. I told you, boy, pound for pound, nigga. I'm the best. This more action than any Devin Haney fight. Put these paws on you, nigga. I told you, I got you backing up, nigga. I got you backing up. Nigga, watch that check left foot, knock your ass down again, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, it is what it is, nigga. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm telling you, boy, we ain't even playing over here, boy. Yeah, man, we finna go ahead and man, and continue the show. We ain't finna stop no time. We gonna rock out about another 35 minutes. The phone lines is open. Hey, yeah. Ooh, that look good. Hold on. I'm just saying, man, bro, that was a hell of a fight, bro. That was a hell of a fight. Like, literally, that was a hell of a fight. And I'm like, man, you know what, bro? I was so proud of that dude, man. And guess what? But I was right. I was right, kind of right. I said, that fight go 12 rounds, he not going to win. One judge had this, Carla, hold on. Bro, one judge had this fight scored 11 rounds to 0 for Rocky. So you know that I said that's part of Rocky Pops right there. He had his father, he had his dad being the judge, one of the judges. The other judge had him losing like 9 rounds to 2 or something of that sort. So I said he got his auntie, the other judge. One judge had Osaki winning by 1 round. So even with the knock, let's say Carla, hold on. Let's say Rocky get knocked down 2 times in the 12th round and survive that fight. He still win by split decision. He'll still win by split decision. You get what I'm saying? So for him to have to, he stopped it. Listen, this dude ain't really got no punching power like that. And he stopped him, dropped him twice, almost got him out of that in the 11th round, but he dropped him twice in the 12th round and stopped him in the 12th. Like, come on, man. Ain't none of these dudes supposed to be pro Wakanda. Where the pro Wakandas? Where you at? Carla, what's your name when you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's inevitable. It's D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore.
D-Block, talk to me.
Coach, great show, man. Great show. I mean, every day is a great show. It gets even better and better. But we got to be honest, man. Is Tyson Fury the greatest heavyweight fighter in the whole world? No, he's not. He never will be. And there were possibilities that he could have been that, Coach. There were people that were speculating. Was he better than Muhammad Ali? He got the reach. He's tall, 6'9". I mean, the guy, the way he floats like a butterfly, thinks like a bee. What can he do? He can't be Muhammad Ali.
I heard doggone Shakur Stevenson say that. I want to give him a pass because he's a jitterbug. Shakur, he's a boxer, but he know nothing about the greats. He know nothing about boxing from a historical standpoint. I think that's obvious.
He's a young pup.
I think he's a great fighter, but when it come to boxing from a historical standpoint, that ain't that ain't. Hold on, D-Block. Hold on, because this is my main man there.
Call from.
Hold on. Hey, caller, hold on. I'm gonna wrap the other call up, okay? Hold on. Listen. All right, D-Block, I got you. Listen, when Shakur Stevenson, great talent, but he say Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight ever. Like, there's no heavyweight that could have beat him. Ali, like, bro, he said this on an interview. When he said that, I say, you know, man, I'm about this close. I'm about this close from not liking this nigga no more. Soon as he said that, you know how I am about the old school. I'm like, bro, based on what? You know what I mean? So, anyways, go ahead, D-Block. Sorry about that.
I mean. No, I think at the end of the day, Coach, I mean, everybody has their own era, but we already know when you're great, we know why you're great. So challenges that you took, and there were, the new eras was, you know, there was a stink fest with the Klitschko's. I respect the Klitschko's. They lived in an era where there weren't that many tough opposition, but that's not their fault. Now, Rocky Marciano, that's a different aspect of boxing. That's different theory, different speculations, you know. I still don't get why the hell they think he's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, Coach. I know I'm not trying to turn this over and over again, but it's trash, Coach. There's no way in hell Rocky. See, this is the level, Coach. We can never find out what would be the mythical matches, how they would match up if they were to fight Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. But when you look at that, you think about it. The reason why they say Tyson Fury at that point could beat Muhammad Ali was because the guy was huge, one of the biggest heavyweights of all time, champion. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I mean, you got to give respect to the greats because they literally took on challenges that this era's fighters would never take, and that's fact. And the way I got to pinpoint back to Rocky Marciano, Coach. I mean, look at the history. Go back whenever you get a chance. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, the guy was nothing.
I see exactly what you're
Go
talking
ahead,
about.
bro.
He beat Ezra Charles. He beat all these guys. He beat all these dudes that was old. Archie Moore. All these guys was old and past their
Yes.
primes. So
Yes.
I keep it in the microcosm of that. But all these guys was old and past their prime when he fought them. Not taking anything away from Rocky Marciano, but those are the facts. But he does have the names on there. But D Block, we got another call calling in, man. Salute,
Oh, no,
man.
you good, Coach. All right, D-Block out.
Yes, sir. All right, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Coach, man? Blood Boxing, Gainesville, Florida.
Blood Boxing, talk to me,
I
fam.
wanted to tell you, hey, man, let me tell you, man, what really happened to the heavyweight division as far as the Americans are concerned.
Yes, sir.
What happened was that we got out of boxing and started going to other sports. Now, as far as the Soviet Union and the Eastern Europeans getting involved, that did have an effect on the other weight classes, but not on the heavyweights, because the Soviet Union, they couldn't provide a good heavyweight prior to 1996. They had Oleg Maskiv come in, and they had the Klitschko brothers. Before that, these guys we would tear their asses up in the international competition. We would whoop their asses. They couldn't get no gold medals. They had one gold medal winner in 1980 when we didn't participate in the Olympics. His name was Zayev. He sparred Ali in an exhibition in 1978, one that Ali had a really easy time with. And this is the 1978 version of Ali. Other than that, it was always a Cuban or an American boxer that was always superior to the Soviets and to the Eastern Europeans. In 1972, we could get an Olympic medal there. It was Teofimo Stevenson. In 1980, it was Teofimo Stevenson. In 1992, it went back to Cuba. Eastern Europeans wasn't really significant till the Klitschko brothers came in. They put them on the map, and we declined as far as our athletes going to another sport. That's the biggest thing that changed the landscape, is the fact that we weren't no longer getting involved in the sport. We were going to basketball and football. They was running football camps in the South. A lot of the great heavyweights, all those guys who even migrated up north, like Ernie Shavers and them, all of those guys came from the South. Larry Holmes came from the South.
Joe Lewis from Beaufort, South Carolina. That's
There
where
you
he's from.
go.
Yeah,
Joe Lewis,
I've been to his town.
Evander Holyfield. Yep, all of those guys came from the South. They closed down a lot of the gyms. And they started running football.
Not Joe Lewis. Not Joe Lewis. What I said, I meant Joe Frazier. Sorry about that, Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier. Good. Joe Frazier definitely came from the South.
Joe Frazier.
I don't like Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis, yeah, Joe Frazier definitely came from the South.
Joe Frazier from Beaufort, South Carolina.
I was just thinking when you said Joe Lewis, but I tell you what, though, man, what happened is they closed down a whole bunch of the boxing programs and things like that in the 80s that the Boys Club and them used to have down in the South, because a lot of the great heavyweights came from the South, even Evander Holyfield. You had the few heavyweights that would come from up north, like Riddick Bowe and Mike Tyson and guys like that. But George Foreman, he came from down south. Ali came from down south. The majority of the heavyweights came from the South, and they got into football and basketball. The Soviet Union, they couldn't provide a heavyweight for you prior to Klitschko, because we would tear their asses up every time we had any kind of international competition. Now, they did have decent fighters in some of the smaller weight classes, but not at heavyweight. That's what really did it. Was football and basketball is what did it.
So
and big up to
this what I want to say to you, Blood, before you go. I saw the Oshaki Foster fight with Rocky Hernandez, right? This was a hell of a fight.
Oh man, that was one hell of a fight.
That entire fight card was good. Now, I was very, very excited. I got so caught up in the moment of the fight that I literally forgot I was doing a fight party. But what it reminded me of was this: what's going to bring boxing back in America from an excitement standpoint is good matchmaking. Good matchmaking. If you look at the matchmaking of the fight card last weekend and the week before, it was really, really good matchmaking. And I don't care who the promoter is. I don't give a damn. I don't care nothing about promotional companies and stuff like that. But good matchmaking is what's going to bring the excitement in the sport. And so that's what it is. That's what, and it shows a lot of the casuals. Oh, now this is what it's supposed to be about right here. We ain't gotta get a taxi cab driver versus a apex predator. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be if you make these fights right, this gonna be. You really don't know how it's gonna go, who gonna win, and both of these guys are going to compete. That's what's going to bring boxing back over here in America. The competition in today's time, the matchmaking is okay. We gonna. Especially when it comes to the top guys, okay, but you ain't got to fight these other dudes. You know, we just gonna get the money. It gotta make sense. It's about putting butts in seats. You on the wrong side of the street. This and that. I got more ice than you. You ain't got enough Instagram followers. Oh, you a champion. Well, you a title holder in my weight division, and I'm a title holder in the same weight division as you. But if you call me out, you clout chasing, and then these fans, these social media guys, will come on and they'll run cover for these fighters. But the matchmaking is what's gonna bring it back. Dog. What say you, Blood?
Absolutely. I agree 100. And like you said, they got to stand behind these guys like Foster, man. You know, you got a guy coming out from Houston, Texas. What you said is exactly the truth. Nobody's standing behind these guys because they pick and choose who they want to stand behind and things like that. That was one hell of a fight. And the way that guy closed the show when they were getting ready to take it from him, from the judges going to take that title from him. And this weekend coming up, you have another fight happening at super featherweight, and he's going to unify with the winner of that fight.
Yeah.
So, you know, people need to stand behind and keep their eyes on the sport and see what else is going on, because Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and Shakur, and the 3 or 4 other guys that they mentioned are not the only guys out there.
Right, exactly. Man, hey, Mr. Blood, man, anything else you want to say?
No, man, I just wanted to say that about the heavyweights, man, because really, when you look at what happened with Tyson Fury and Ngannou, and people say, there's no American heavyweights there? All the American heavyweights basically was coming from out of the South. And the South, me and you are of age, Coach, to when they started closing boxing programs and they started opening more basketball and football-based programs. The heavyweights just ain't there no more. When we was have in the gym, we were beating the hell out of the Russian guys all the time. The Russians couldn't even get a medal. We would beat their ass in the international. Terrell Biggs, Ray Mercer, Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson. All of those guys used to beat the hell out of those Russian fighters, man. The only one they had was the guy who fought Ali in that exhibition, the Soviet that won a medal in the 1980 Olympics. And the only reason he got that because America won there. That's the only reason why. Prior to that, you know, if we weren't those Soviets that was outshining those brothers from back then, they weren't around back then.
Yeah,
Klitschko and Oleg Maskiev was the ones who kind of came in that were good enough to compete against the Americans.
All right, well, listen, man, Blood Boxing, man, thank you so much, brother, for calling the show, man. Y'all, please subscribe to Blood Retro Boxing, the documentaries.
One love, man.
Yeah, man, salute, fam. Please subscribe to my brother Blood, man. Hey, that's what it is, bro. It was two dudes in the chat that said they had Osaki stopping Rocky. And I was like, no, hell no, he ain't gonna stop that dude. That was VA Money Group and Rick Timms. Both of them said, hey, Rick, you from Houston? You from Houston, Rick? Listen, bro. I did a fight party this weekend for Osaki. And I was like, bro, I was so Carla, hold on. I was so proud of that dude, bro, because if it go 12 rounds, if it go 12 rounds, he lose. That's one thing. Let's not get it twisted. If the fight go 12 rounds, he lose. Because one judge had him losing 11 rounds to 0 prior to the 12th round, and another judge had him losing like 9 rounds to 2 or something of that sort. So if it go 12, now one of the judges had him up by 1 round. If it go 12, he lose. But not only did he win, he stopped him, dropped him. Bro, like, man, I gotta go back and watch that fight again, dog. Like, that fight right there, I say that's what we need. We need hell of a matchmaking. No more hog head cheeses versus Devontae Tank. I don't want to see no Pitbull and Tank. I want to see Tank and a Shakur, or Tank and a Haney, or a Haney and a Regis, or Regis and a Teofimo, or Teofimo and a Tank, or a Teofimo and a Shakur. Like, that's what I want to see. That's the matchmaking that we need to top. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on, man. They got to tighten up. I promise you, if they get the matchmaking right, the excitement to be back here again. Carla, what's your name when you calling from?
April from Rough Bluff, New York.
April from New York. Talk to me, sis.
Well, I just wanted to mention that, it's kind of similar to when Mayweather fought McGregor. That everyone, I mean, he didn't whip McGregor's ass. He went the whole round. So, the same thing happened with Fury. He was supposed to whip his ass, but he didn't.
Yeah, I think Floyd stopped McGregor in the 10th round. I think that's the round that he betted on.
Oh, did that? Did he?
Yeah, he stopped him in the 10th
he
round.
did. You're right. Yeah. But he's still. I mean, he's still hung in there. Longer than everyone else thought.
Yeah. He did hang in there longer than other people thought. That is true. And to be fair, he gassed out, and then Floyd ended up stopping him. Of course, fatigue makes cowards out of all of us. Floyd put him, let him punch himself out, and he stopped him in the 10th. And I think Floyd bet money on the 10th round as well.
Did he? Well, I mean, I don't know. Mayweather, I heard he's coming back, and he wants to fight. He wants to fight everyone again.
Nah. Whatever you heard, that ain't true. Those rumors are not true.
Well, all I know is that boxing is not what it used to be, and it's all about the dollars. And I mean, I like Crawford. He seems to fight, whoever. And I think I feel bad for the guy because, he can't even win a good fight. I mean, he beat Spence's ass, and they're all talking about Spence and how he has his injuries, and let the poor man get his glory.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people gonna be people at the end of the day. But shout out to April from New York. Thank you so much for calling, sis. Yeah. Shout out. Hold on. Let me get these super chats out of the way. The phone lines is hot. Phone lines are hot right now. Carly, you're gonna have to hold on. What you say? If you say facts, they keep padding records up until 20, and then they start serious matchmaking from that point. Last Saturday, I guess you're trying to say in Mexico. Is how they should have been how it should be weekly. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do these fights, and then what made that fight so intriguing? He's a champion. Listen, how many guys bro? Do you know the balls it took for him to do that? Think about this. You know the balls it take to do that. You are a champion from Texas, and you're gonna go on the road and fight a Mexican fighter from Mexico in Mexico with 3 Mexican judges. And this guy got 30, and this with 3 Mexican judges. Listen, that's like walking in the lion's den with pork chop draws on. True. Yeah. Shout out to Shad. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. He said, why doesn't the welterweight division seem to hold the same prestige as the welterweight division historically? It does hold the same prestige as a welterweight division as a heavyweight division historically. It does. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking. I mean, the welterweight division has always been a glamour division. The welterweight division is one of the glamour divisions. The heavyweight division has always been a supreme division. It's always been like that. But the welterweight division has always been a glamour division. Nah, I totally disagree with that, fam. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Curtis from Long Beach.
Curtis from Long Beach. You the last call. Talk to me.
And it's when you look at the landscape and you look at the way boxing is today, man, it's just a sad time because back in the day, these fighters, like the fighters that you liked and stuff, you couldn't reach out to them and actually have stuff where they can see your comments and stuff like this. Social media, these fighters see what the fans are saying, and these fans that's promoting these fighters like Tank Davis, and Tank ain't fighting nobody, but y'all praising him. He ain't gonna never have to fight anybody if y'all keep doing that. You know what I mean? Like, he reads the comments of the people that say, hey, you ain't fighting nobody, but he also reads the comments where y'all praising him for not fighting anybody. So he ain't got no reason to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's our fault as fans. You know what I'm saying? Because if he can keep making, tens of millions of dollars fighting Esau Cruz and those type of guys, he gonna keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? And Blue made a good point today. I don't know when he made the video, but I was looking at his video. He's talking about Devin Haney. He said Devin Haney done fought 6 former world champions in a row, either former or current. And I didn't even keep that, but it started with Gamboa. And I was like, damn. And he was like, ain't nobody giving him props for nothing. Y'all trying to find ways to tear him down. Like, He said Regis went back to when the dude was 15 saying that he lost a fight in Mexico. He was like, if you got to do that, then that just shows how great Devin Haney is. So, it's all backwards, man. Like, these fans is praising the wrong things and, tearing down people to try to build up other fighters, man. Y'all need to put the pressure on Tank. That's somebody I want to see really fight somebody and not just one person. I don't want him to do he fought J-Rock shit. I want him to fight a few people, man. Show how great you are. Go out there and fight. You lose, you lose. You know what I'm saying? But that's my call.
All right. Shout out to Curtis from Long Beach. Jonathan Ramirez dropping that $2 super chat. He say none of the judges or refs were Mexican. Where was they from? Of course, I know the ref. I ain't saying nothing about the ref. But I know the ref wasn't Mexican. But were the referees all Hispanic? I got a scorecard with their names on it right here. I just want to see. I just want to see what you have to say. They might not have been Mexican, but were they Hispanic? Give me an answer for that one now, Jonathan. Shout out to Shad. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. What to say, Shad? Shad say he said I was asking from the standpoint of people saying boxing goes as the heavyweight division goes. Oh, I see what you're saying. I think they both are equal though, Coach. You know what, Shad? I'm thinking about old school. When you said the welterweight division, I didn't know you was talking about currently. I'm looking at from an old school standpoint. It's always been the welterweight division has always been a glamour division like the heavyweight division. That's what I'm thinking about. Now in today's time, the welterweight division is not so. It's not. In today's time, it's we got Crawford there, we got Spence there. Danny Garcia was there. You know what? The welterweight division was cracking though at one point though, Shad. Remember when Sean Porter was fighting, Keith Thurman was doing his thing. Danny Garcia, they had the names. Crawford fighting and stuff like that. To the tail end of Manny Pacquiao. You get what I'm saying? So it was, it was still kind of fire. Spence pretty much was kind of holding it down from a name standpoint. Crawford was kind of being frozen out, but he still had a little name, from that aspect. But the fighters was over at the PBC, so they had all of the welterweight. So they was getting kind of the hype. But I get exactly what you're saying. But it seemed like now, ever since Crawford beat Porter and he retired, and then this is the last call. He retired, and then the Spence, and it's kind of like Keith Thurman. He still talking about he want $10 million, this and that. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. But I was thinking you were talking about old school, fam. My bad. You the last call. Call them. What's the name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? Max from New York. How you doing today, bud?
Mike from New York. Talk to me.
All right, cool. Max from New York. Yeah, man. Coach, man, it's interesting what happened over the weekend. I personally think, Fury won. I think it's 6-4, but it definitely wasn't a good look for the sport of boxing as a whole to have the lineal champion of the heavyweight division be in a tight fight with a MMA fighter. But I will say this, man, I've been following Ngannou when he was with the UFC. I think the UFC took an L this week as well, too, because, Ngannou had contract issues with Dana White, and they couldn't resolve them. And one of the things that, Ngannou wanted to do was to do some boxing. And there's a lot of stuff to the contract, too, but he ended up signing over with the PFL, which is another promotional company, competition to the UFC. But, Coach, I think the question I want to ask you, brother, is given what we just saw this Sunday, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to see a lot more of these cross-promotion, sports type fight. You got someone like Sean O'Malley calling out Devin Haney, calling out Ryan Garcia. With the amount of different, audiences, you got the MMA audience and then you got the boxing audience. Do you think that's something that could actually happen more and more in the future? What you think?
Well, you know what? I think it's going to have to. To be fair, I mean, even though I'm not a fan of it, but I think it's going to have to because you're going to have to breathe some type of life into boxing and the American boxing in America. Because what happens is the top guys don't want to fight each other because of different networks, wrong side of the street. You got to call somebody. You ain't got enough ice. You ain't got enough popularity, and so we are in the popularity phase of boxing online. So the MMA guys have the MMA fighters have the fan base. The boxers don't have the fan base. This is the issue. So because in America, in America feel like, hey man, boxing revolves around America. If they ain't popping over here, they ain't popping nowhere. And that's simply not the case. There's money in Saudi Arabia now. There's money everywhere. And as where the money goes, the Saudi Arabia, if they gonna be the country that's gonna try to put on these big fights, then so be it. But what's happening is a lot of these fighters in America, some of these guys, they are not all, but some of them are manufactured hype and manufactured fan bases, and we so successful. When in actuality, when you pull back the layer of the onions, these guys ain't selling like was being reported from these other companies, from other media outlets. And then too, the MMA, those fighters over there have really, really good, strong fan bases. And it shows when you have an MMA fighter that's popular and that's really kicking ass, though. He kicking ass and fighting all the top dogs. In MMA, that's how they get their name. Now, the thing is, they don't make the money that the top fighters make over here in America. So that's why you don't see more fighters leaving boxing and going and fighting MMA, because you're not going to make that kind of money. Tank Davis ain't going to make that kind of money fighting an MMA fight in his world that he would make if an MMA fighter come to boxing and fight him. You get what I'm saying? They don't pay like that. It's a different pay scale. So, to be honest with you, man, I think now that I'm looking at it, it's probably going to be more like that, especially if you don't see these top guys fighting each other. If they still talking about wrong side of the street politics and you ain't popping and you ain't from my city and I got one group online root for this guy hating on the other guy, then that's going to leave the door for the MMA guy to come through the back door, and I'm going to bring some more light on this sport. So, I mean, I think it's going to continue on,
Coach, man, shout out to you, man. I know you follow like some of these social media guys like Roberto Blake. I've seen you over there before, I believe.
Oh, Roberto Blake. Yeah. That's my guy, man. That's my mentor. That's my mentor.
Yeah, that dude, the real deal. So I say that to Coach because one thing that we have to realize, of course, like you said, we're in the social media age, right? The UFC does such a good job promoting their fighters, even if they have losing records. And how dare some of these promoters or promotional companies like Showtime try to make me believe that I'm gonna pay $80 for a Keith Thurman pay-per-view fight. They don't invest in social media. They don't invest in their fighters in that way. I don't even know if they have good PR teams. I feel like the whole sport of boxing needs a revamp and needs to get associated with social media, because if they want to make good money, they gonna have to tap into that market. That's my call, Coach. We'll love your take. Keep doing your thing, man.
All right, shout out to Mike from New York. Salute, fam. This what I say. This what I say, right? The MMA, those guys are not making the money that the top guys make in boxing. I'm saying the top guys, right? Because the average boxer makes about $50,000 a year. They don't make a whole lot of money. Boxing is mostly comprised of blue-collar fighters. It's not a bunch of Canelos, not a bunch of Tanks, not a bunch of Terrence Crawfords running around boxing, not a bunch of Errol Spences, not a bunch of Amueter monsters running around boxing. You have some elite fighters that we hear, and then we have you have some great fighters, and then outside, if you compare the great fighters to just a regular, average, everyday fighter, is top heavy. You get what I'm saying? So, but those top guys are not going to make the kind of money going into the MMA world and fighting a big fight versus if a guy from the MMA world come over here. You get what I'm saying? Because because in UFC has a different business model, and then UFC is a new sport versus boxing. Boxing been around for hundreds of years, so it's a different business model. Versus, you get what I'm saying? So but what's going to save boxing over here in America is the matchmaking. And if any promoter, if I was to sit down and talk to any promoter, I would show them the fight cards of the past 2 weekends. The past 2 weekends fight cards And I'm saying exciting fights to where I'm genuinely excited. I'm jumping out of my seat this past weekend because we had some good fights. And it didn't matter. And guess what? And the fighters who were fighting, I didn't know who some of these guys were. I'm being honest with you. I didn't know who some of these guys were, but guess what? They was match made perfectly. They was match made perfectly, except for one fight. One fight it wasn't. And the reason why I'm barking on up the tree of a Shaki Foster, it's because you see fighters. Y'all check this out. Y'all, what you say? Matchmaking and activity for top fighters. Exactly. Hey, Uncle Jack, you hit the nail right on the head. The top fighters hardly fight. The top fighters hardly fight. Like back in the day, a few years ago, the top fighter, the guy who was the champ, he's fighting all the time. He may still fight 2-3 times in a year. You get what I'm saying? And he's fighting some killers, some top guys. I beat the number 1 contender. Now I fight the number 2 contender. Now I fight when you beat the number 1 guy, the number 2 guy move up to number 1. You're constantly fighting Ron Lyles, Ernie Shavers. You fighting doggone Sonny Listons. You're fighting doggone Ken Nortons. You're fighting doggone. You get what I'm saying? George Foreman's. You fighting these guys like fight after fight after fight. You're not doing that right now. That's the equivalent of in today's time. And I'm gonna just throw some names out there. That's the equivalent of today's time. A Tank fighting Devin Haney, then fighting Shakur Stevenson, then fighting Teofimo Lopez, then fighting Regis Prograis, then fighting Superdel Matias. Those are the type of fights you used to get. Once you fight this, once you fight Megatron, you got to go fight Optimus Prime. Once you fight Prime, then you got to go fight the Dinobots. Once you fight the Dinobots, you got to fight Grimlock. Now Grimlock a motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? Like, you had to fight that next guy that was up. This era is different. It's not like that. That's why I don't like comparing the eras. You get what I'm saying? So I get it, so it's probably going to be a lot more cross sport fighting in MMA coming into the boxing world, because if these guys ain't fighting each other, I mean, that's just reality of the situation. But I want to show you guys this though. Check this out. This is O'Shaki Foster. This is the scorecard. This first judge's name is Jorge Gorini. Right? I think he had O'Shaki. This was the only judge that he had O'Shaki winning this fight 7-5 prior to the 12th round. This judge right here is Ed Pearson. Ed Pearson had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He gave the first 7 rounds to Hernandez. 8. So he had this fight 8-3 for Rocky. This judge right here, Nicholas Hidalgo. Sorry about that. Nicholas Hidalgo. He had Rocky Hernandez winning 11-0 prior to the stoppage. 11-0. What made this fight so great, he had to overcome this adversity. Because if it go 12 rounds, he loses this fight. Easy. Even with the knockdowns, he loses the fight. But he stops him. Which shocked the hell out of me. He stopped him. There was something that somebody said in the chat, and I totally missed it. Right? He said, Coach, this guy, Rocky Hernandez, hasn't been over 6 rounds in like the past 7 years, 6 or 7 years, something up since 2016, something of that sort. Every fight he wins, and he won a lot of them, he always stops this guy. He stops the guy who he gets in the ring with. So what O'Shaki did was brilliant. He weathered the storm. And I said, you know what, when you're fighting in Mexico, man, O'Shaki's style is not is not what the Mexican judges want looking for, right? In Mexico, they judge fights differently. Like in Texas, they judge fights differently, right? Those judges, they'll score you for being the aggressor. If you are the aggressor and just throwing punches, you damn near always going to win that round. Even if you're not landing the punches, even if they're being parried, blocked, slipped, and stuff like that, that's how they score. I said, yeah, man. And I didn't see Osaka knocking this dude out. Didn't see it at all. He stopped this dude. In Mexico. And so, but you see fighters from different countries come to America all the time, and they face that same adversity. You hear American fighters, I ain't finna go to nobody else's country and fight because I don't trust the judges. Okay, but judges over here rob other fighters as well, if that's your case. How many fighters that come to this country from America who every time they fight, you know what I mean, the judges, when they get in their biggest fights, the judges never go their way. Did you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you're going to get robbed, you're going to get robbed. But and for me, that's what make me so, that's why I like Usyk so much as a fighter. I'm like, this dude, everywhere all his titles he won on the road. He go on the road and win all his belts. He going to come to your trap and take over the trap. I'm going to come to your country, beat you. I'm going to come to your country, beat you. He understands the assignment. I gotta outpunch this guy every second of every round. I got to dominate this guy. If it go 12, I just got to dominate and beat him so much to the point, be aggressive, be aggressive, counter him, beat him so bad to the point to where those other judges, they can't rob me. Did you get what I'm saying? And so that's what makes it so impressive. But let's give everybody a round of applause. Yeah, I don't know where them Texas boys at. They still talking about Spence and Crawford. Yeah, man, Spence like we don't even know we gonna get that fight now. You get what I'm saying? hey, Flex BK he said the ref gave Rocky 2 or 3 chances before stopping the fight because Rocky was turning his back when he was hurt. Yeah, Rocky turned his back on him. That was in the 11th round, I think. You get what I'm saying? Turned his back on him. We're trying to get up out of there. So I'm like, dude, how you say boxing? What you got to do, you got to have great matchmaking. And until these matchmakers and these promoters say, you know what, dog, we got to give these people some good fights. No more pork chop willies, no more neck bones, no more whole canned cheese, no more hobo Sams, no more Shawty Big Nuts, even though Shawty Big Nuts 23-0 in the hood. No more Shawty Big Nuts. We need some really, really good matchmaking. And listen, this is for any promotional company. I don't care who it is, because I know how some of you guys is. Y'all pro networks and pro promotional companies. I don't give a damn about the networks or the promotional companies. That's what they need to do. Great matchmaking. That's what it's gonna be. That's what's gonna bring it to where it needs to be. You get what I'm saying?
Come fucking with me, you gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm a knockout artist, baby.
Y'all ought to know what time it is, but before we go, we gotta say all praises due to the Most High, the most exalted, the greatest human being on the planet Earth, Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? But a name. Do you have a name? Oh, nah, I ain't got no name,
Name them names, man. They know who they is. Name them names, please. The names need to be named. They know who they is. The Mexican monster.
All right, I got to end the poll, guys. So the poll, we got 882. Then we got 812 people participating in this poll. Let's give everybody a round of applause for that. God damn. Bruh, 812 people voted, right? Let's go ahead and end the poll. Out of 812 people, the question is this. Is Tyson Fury the greatest heavyweight of all time? Like what he say out of his mouth? Like what his promoters say? Like what his fans say? 91% say hell no. 8% says hell yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I don't know who that I don't know who that 8% is, but hey, it is what it is. 8% feel that way. Ahoy there! Shimmy timbers! Bend the anchors, mateys! You know, let's go to the pub and drink some shandies. Yeah, those guys right there. I don't know what to say. Shout out to Justin for dropping that $2 cash out. He said Fury take a lick and keep on ticking. Yeah, he does. He take a lick and keep on ticking. I give him that. You right about that. I can't take that from him. Shout out to Sadiq Muhammad. For dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said what's hurting boxing is no longer on free TV. Yeah, you know what? Sadiq, you're right. It's not only just that, but you're right about that. It's no longer on free TV. Normally these guys had to earn you had to earn your fan base. You get what I'm saying? You had to get out there and prove you were that you had to work for your fan base in order to build your fan base up and your brand up. Now a lot of these dudes, they listen to Leonard Ellaby. Oh my gosh, you're a star. You know, you're a star and all that there. And some of these dudes, they'll pay YouTube channels or they'll pay certain promoters for press clippings. You know, just say some good things about me, dog. They'll say some things for press clippings and all of that stuff there. And you know, and get YouTube channels that's fanboying for them, and then they'll put out a whole bunch of videos hollering about you, Godzilla. Yeah, he don't need to fight this dude, because this dude ain't fought nobody. And Tank got more ice in his mouth than doggone Devin Haney. And Regis Prograis really don't deserve that fight because Devin Haney got more ice around his neck than Regis Prograis do. And the thing is, see, that's another thing. And don't nobody even know who he is. Don't know who he is. He ain't popping like that. Like these guys build barriers for why we shouldn't see fights. But then what kills me is the racial Olympics guys, because they don't keep that same energy when it comes to fighters like O'Shaquie Foster and other fighters. It's like they only want to talk about the popular fighters of their ethnicity, but then everything else they don't care nothing about in boxing. You get what I'm saying? So that's the hypocrisy of it. That's the way I call it. That's the way I see it. Shout out to Get These Hands. For dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said this past weekend just reaffirmed the stance for American fighters not traveling abroad to fight, coach. Yeah, because, you know, O'Shaquie knew what time it was, but he ain't no stopping that dude. I take my hat off to him. Shout out to Jamie from New York. Shout out to Martin from Oakland. Shout out to Yarmus from Brooklyn. Shout out to David from Memphis. Shout out to Troy from B-More. Shout out to Haplo from LA. Shout out to Jerry from Tampa. Shout out to Brian from Seattle. Shout out to Sheila from Killer Cali. Shout out to the brother from Buffalo, New York. I didn't remember your name. Shout out to Big Mav from Jersey. Shout out to D Block from Dallas. Shout out to Blood Boston from Gainesville. Shout out to April from New York. Shout out to Curtis from Long Beach. And shout out to Mike from New York. And matter of fact, let's give a shout out to everyone who gave a cash app. We gave a super chat. We already gave a shout out to the cash appers. Shout out to Al Money. Shout out to Jamario. Shout out to Shad 1419. Shout out to Jonathan Ramirez. Shout out to Jaden Anthony. Shout out to Jose. Shout out to Mr. Calderon. No viento tres. Shout out to the Boston Gyms, man. Shout out to Gyms. Shout out to the Boston Historian. Shout out to New Country. What's going on, fam? Shout out to my brother, man, Ring IQ, man, Jules over there, man. Salute, brother. Shout out to Super G. Shout out to Pete Gary. Shout out to Doughboy. Shout out to Iffy SD. Shout out to Our Father. Salute. Shout out to Robin V. Shout out to Raider Reaper. Shout out to Two-Tone the Superstar. Shout out to Mr. Juan Carlo. Shout out to, I think that's it. And shout out to Get These Hands. And man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Food Revolution. Shout out to La Jessica. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Sheila. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. Shout out to Bless 365. Shout out to the lovely Miss Connie in the building as well. Just all of the sisters I may have forgot. Shout out to Uncle Jack in the building. Shout out to Big Mike in the building. Shout out to Reese Mack. Uncle Jack in the building. Shout out to Cooking with Sir Senior. Big Mike, salute to you, fam. Shout out to VA Money Group in the building. Shout out to Rick Timms in the building. Shout out to School of X-Man, Cooking with Sir Senior. Shout out to Ebony76. Jamie Rivera in the building. Paul CX in the building. Dr. Paul Evans. Shout out to the Martin. There's a whole lot of y'all, boy. True. Flex BK. Shout out to Damian Bidden in the building. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Corey in the building. Knocked down 305, Dade County's finest. Man, it's too many of you motherfuckers, man. It is what it is. If you sit there watching the show, hate watching, didn't want to hit the like button, Riley, get him.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Hey, man, and shout out to Gloria Day and the fabulous Set Trips.
Gloria Day and the Set Trips.
These niggas don't play. These niggas don't play. We don't play. You ain't heard. They be tripping. We be tripping. So they swerving on. No faking and no snitching. And repping hard for the set. Oh, mamas, it ain't no lie. Because niggas gonna bust. Niggas gonna bust.
And remember, guys, over here at Nick Sack Promotions, if you come to Nick Sack Promotions, we have some of the greatest and best matchmaking in boxing. Oh, pussy ass nigga, what's going on, boy? I'm telling you, boy, I'm knock your fuck ass out, boy. Blow for blow, pound for pound, nigga. I got the title, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I'm finna knock one of you what kind of niggas out. Nigga, I got these hands, nigga. I'm throwing them paws at that nigga, finna knock your ass down again, nigga. Get your ass back up, nigga. Don't run, nigga. Don't run, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I want a hold of smoke. Nigga, I'm throwing them paws, nigga. I'm putting them hands on you, nigga. I told you what I'm gonna do to you, nigga. Catch you with the check left hook. Nigga, check left hook, nigga. I told you, boy, pound for pound, nigga. I'm the best. This more action than any Devin Haney fight. Put these paws on you, nigga. I told you, I got your backing up, nigga. I got your backing up. Nigga, watch that check left foot, knock your ass down again, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, it is what it is, nigga. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm telling you, boy, we ain't even playing over here, boy. I ain't saying something, bro. I swear to God, bro. If they come out with a rabbit boxing league, I swear to God, fam. If they come out with a rabbit boxing league and put it on pay-per-view, because I've had rabbits all my life, right? For the most part. Let me tell you something, bro. I know what I'm gonna get. Them rabbits are gonna bump. True. Rabbits, you put two rabbits in the ring that don't like each, because rabbits are very territorial. They don't like each other. You put them in the close quarters that don't like each other. I promise you, dog, they gonna bump. True. Shout out to my main man, Cream Corn.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. Cream corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth. I got more measure for your pleasure. Stick with me, baby. I'll have you farting through silk. And let a nigga mess with me. I'll jump on him. All 93 pounds of pure dynamite.
Hey, if you sign the Nick Sack Promotions and you try to back out of a fight, talk to him.
Who you think he is? DJ Quick? No, I ain't saying Kid Capri? I didn't say that. Oh, you must be Jimmy Walker. Blue, you ain't nothing. You don't deserve nothing. You don't get nothing. You get what I give you. I got a contract between me and you that say you do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut the fuck. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me. I tell you something. Money, you know, I just say. Blue, if I raise up, gonna be trouble. Trouble. I'm walking off.
And D-Block always talking about Rocky Marciano.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something once and for all. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
Damn so did. Not Joe Louis through the ropes. But Joe Louis was 107 years old. Shout out to Big Mike. Hey, okay. For dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat.
Big Mike got it. Big Mike say you too funny. Yeah, I appreciate that, fam. Hey, you know what? I'm just saying though. Always hearing about. Now I won't listen. If you from Texas, we got to get behind Osaki folks. I ain't from Texas, but I'm gonna get behind them. I'm a rep for them. You know what I mean? Because I like what I saw with him. That boy showed heart. Y'all need to abandon the Charlo.
We the Charlo twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out.
What's
please.
up? It's the Jamal the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who won it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name the names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Mellow. And shout out to my dog Booger Ray, man.
Make it last forever. Don't let I love me.
You know, that's for all the lovers out there. You know, for all the lovers out there, you know, make it last forever.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
You come to Nick Sack Promotions, anybody want the smoke?
Fuck you all rolling up on for, cuz. Huh? He must don't know. He can't know. Huh? He can't know.
Hey, man, y'all know what time it is, man. Hey, y'all, hey, man, it is what it is. Once again, this is our boy, Coach Malachi Williams, signing out. We're going to go live again tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and I think I got a video I'm dropping tomorrow as well. But I might as well leave on this note, man. We had a good fights this weekend. Shout out to O'Shaquie Foster, man, Rocky Hernandez, that entire fight card. I'm optimistic about we're going to get some good fights. I think what they're going to have to do is continue to do great matchmaking. All the promotional companies, I don't care who it is, all of them, they got to get together, put together some great matchmaking. Don't put these fights on pay-per-view, put them behind the paywall, and then let the fans see, give them something to get excited about, and let fighters work and build their way up, earn the fan bases. You get what I'm saying? No more manufactured paper champions and no more manufactured hype from your favorite YouTube channels because they fanboying for their favorite fighter. Again, it's the effort. People like your effort, man. Like if you show up and fight, whether you win or lose, you know what I mean? People going to get behind you because that dude put up a fight. He showed effort. Rocky Hernandez lost, but guess what? His stock don't drop because he put up a fight. He showed effort in a losing battle. If O'Shaquie would have lost that fight, he wouldn't have lost stock because his stock wouldn't have dropped because he showed effort in a losing battle. And that's why I'm still mad at Jamel Charlo. The nigga ran when all the chips was on the line. He ran. He opted to run. It is what it is, and I'm always going to say that. See you guys tomorrow, man. You know my motto, don't beat me there, beat me there. Peace. Also, sign up for the newsletter, guys. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Sign up for the newsletter. That's so anytime I go live or drop a new video, you will receive an email from me letting you know, that I have new content out. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.